Yeah, go swimming in the Fey Lake.
I love your guys' fear of the Fae. It's so enjoyable.
With the 2 types of magical water that we've
I have
experienced
PTSD
thus
from
far.
Dom, so I can't blame you.
You agreed to that.
You got yourself into
And you're
that.
playing an aloof teenager. Not my fault. All right.
Wait, +1?
Is up. Oh, yeah, for those who want to poke around, again, you can choose some new magic items. The only restriction is that they need to be from the new Dungeon Master's Guide, or if it says Basic Rules 2024, it's pretty much the same thing in D&D Beyond.
Got a fun one.
That way, more or less, I just want you guys to poke in there and start showing me cool stuff, because obviously I can't look at everything and remember everything. So you can have those now. They would be like a time is funky maybe reward. I don't know.
Oh, we found these in our bag.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You've had them this whole
Feywild.
time. You just never had to use them. Is that so cool?
Armor of lightning resistance plate.
Yeah. Oh god, I love the new spell infused.
Oh, yeah. Do one moment. What is? Bam. There we go.
Wait. If I get 2 resistances, apparently my guy's resistance to lightning anyways. If I get a plate armor that's resistance to lightning as well.
Resistance doesn't stack.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Unless-
don't get immunity.
Well, the
Or-
whole like does it like a quarter of a
It-
quarter of a quarter.
Quarter, yeah. Like, it's quarter damage.
This is not that important, but one time acid was involved and a friend of ours was tripping, and for some reason it was the funniest thing when she was like taking a quarter of a quarter of a quarter of a quarter, and like she just kept going, a hit of acid. We still like quote it to this day, like a quarter of a quarter of a quarter. Don't do
Oh,
drugs.
radiant. Radiant
Don't do
resistance.
drugs, kids.
Maybe you should get resistance to red lightning creepiness stuff. Red lightning. All right.
No, I
So
wanna-
pull you guys back to the map. I'm going to pull you back to the big map so we can get a refresher of where you've been. Blue line
Make me
indicating
wanna make it.
all the places you've meandered. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my own ADHD in check, so I'm pulling us in.
There's a map.
Yeah, so Charlie, that's right. You haven't
Been
been
there a
in.
lot.
Yeah, so they were in the
You're
cave.
way down here. We left you down here.
Left you behind.
Motherfuckers.
Please let that be Kane's voice. I'm going to bring you back to the Cave of Echoes, which was the last thing you saw. Okay. Roll 20. You okay there, bud?
Well, there's Tula.
My roll 20
yeah,
be
no.
not having a good time.
Uh-oh. Mine's
I
working.
heard,
I think
I
mine
heard
broke.
what your cousin said. You know.
It looks like my roll 20 broke. One moment. Oh, it's music. Oh, it's music. Bird, meow, meow. Yeah, so they made it through the cave after fighting some stuff. They fought some mud elementals, not that important. More importantly, they made it to a magic waterfall and stream, Kane. And the stream was odd. It looked like it wasn't moving at first, but then everyone realized it's magic, and it was moving ever so slowly. And one of my favorite moments, Micah drank a little bit of the water, and there was a brief moment when Micah slowed down. But then they came to a waterfall that was just moving like that, and there's like this harmonic music going on, this mysterious, alluring music, and there's crystals all around. And Thalen, who is a musician, has the background for it, played the music, and for the second time in the cave, I rolled a nat 1 on something, and the sound reverberated, and the crystals like formed into a dragon, like a crystallized amethyst dragon, and they fought that. Pretty tough fight, but came down to it,
Ludo
beat it.
succeeded.
Yeah, shut up.
I'm pretty sure we don't remember exactly who got the last blow on it. It's kind of
Mhm.
lost to the mysteries of time.
Yeah.
And then with the
No,
water,
no.
they eventually did like somebody hummed. I don't remember who ended up doing the pleasant hum. Was it Micah? And the waterfall parted,
Yeah.
and they were able to pass through into this room in the back. This old place, like there's old furniture. It's been here forever. In this room, Micah talked to the waterfall because if we don't remember, there was like an oracle thing going on with the cave. She asked a question and she asked, "Where did the bees go?" Because she's searching for the bees from her family's farm. And the oracle cryptically said, "The bees went to war." And they're like, "Oh, okay, fun." And then everyone starts stepping through a portal, and it's up. Oh, it's a Fey crossing. Boop, 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 boop. Appeared in the Eternal Garden. Welcome to the Eternal Garden. Huh? They met some leprechauns, and they love them. They are so fun. They're everyone's best friend. Every time you see a leprechaun, make sure you say hello and be like, "Oh yeah, you're cool." They met leprechauns, and there was a lot of back and forth, like, "Well, who are you?" And they're like, "Well, who are you?" And it was a lot of back and forth. They were sus of these people coming in who were like, they're like, "What are your names?" You guys were like, "We're not going to tell you our names." Like, well, that's sus. But eventually, one of the leprechauns was like flirting with Ludo a lot, and that's important for a little detail later. But eventually, they gave some limericks or these mysteries to where this Orlando fellow is and his lady love Juliana. And so they just kind of gave some mystery clues. And the party was like, "All right, we're out." And they started wandering off. And so they went from this little, starting with the blue line, they started heading towards one of the first things you can see, which was a giant oak tree rising up over the woods. Along the way, as Thanos was expressing his unease with the Fey trees, like, "Oh, they could be alive, they're creepy," a awakened tree was following them and kind of pranking him a little bit. Eventually, though, Micah and the party as a whole has made friends with this tree, and he's been kind of following everyone around. I guess he didn't want to come through the maze, though, so he probably maybe he's hanging out with the unicorns. Made it to the oak tree. Grumpy old leprechaun's there, and they're like, got some information from him. He was pretty much like, I saw them talk to the gardener, who is the person in charge of the Eternal Garden. They're like, "Okay, cool. Well, he lives over there. All right, bye." As they're walking through the forest down here at G6, they heard some music and some people shouting and having a good time. It was a bunch of satyrs partying. They joined in the partying and revelry. Did they even give you guys good information? I don't remember. I don't think they gave you like any sort of like practical information for what you were seeking, because you guys had a goal in mind. But they gave you like potions and bottles of the fountain all heal is what it was called. They're like, "Okay, cool, party with you later." They did tell you about the leprechauns, and like, well, if you need something from the leprechauns, either give them something of value or do like a jig for them. There's actually very specific mechanics for it, because Ludo found out that the flirtatious leprechaun actually stole his spell focus, which was also like a +1 spell focus for Lord Sorcerer. Made it here to this beautiful flowery meadow and all the bees. So Michael's like, the bees, hello bees. And some centaurs showed up like, "Who are you?" And you guys are like, "We're looking for some people." And they're like, "Well, we're bee people and we're beekeepers." And Michael's like, "I love bees." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." Everyone became friends.
I forgot
And
the part where we were talking to the bees. And
True.
Then the bees started following Ludoviticus in his hair. I was like riding the waves of his hair.
riding the
That was
airwaves. Yeah.
really
Yeah.
important.
Mm-hmm. And talking with him, he explained a little bit more details on what could be happening with the bees back in your world. And he mentioned dire hornets. A not true to nature abomination. And it's a bad sign. That means most likely the bees have gathered off to go take care of this infestation or something weird going on with that, most likely. They also gave Micah a smelling ointment of some sort that will help her smell the bees out and track them that way. And I'm trying to remember why you taught. What was that? I think you had to get the blessing from the queen bee before you got that, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So there was this
Queen
whole
bee was
procession of
the
them
final.
meeting the queen bee, and there was a lot of regalia involved. And though she could speak to bee, Micah had a hard time understanding etiquette, and so Ludo was able to help with that and guide Micah through making a good impression with the queen bee, who then gave them the blessing and said, "Those are acceptable." And yeah, they're like, "Thanks, centaurs. Bye. Talk to you later. We'll do some like exchanging of business arrangement maybe, because this honey stuff is really good." Because some people got honey that does magic stuff. I don't think they were healing potions. It might have been like some sort of curative, acts like some sort of potion. Made it to this
Potion of
bridge.
Vitality, I think.
Was that what it was? Potion of vitality. Made it to this
I think
bridge,
so.
ran into the leprechauns, and there was a little back and forth. And remembering the wisdom from the satyrs, Ludo did a little dance, convincing and charming, essentially, mechanically charming the leprechauns, got his blood vial back, or the spell focus thing, the blood vial for the sorcerer. I don't think he got tut much more out of that, but they're like, "Let us know if you need help with anything. Bye." And you guys continued on.
One of the leprechauns didn't want me to dance for them.
Oh yeah, because he knew what was going to
Right.
happen. Yeah, their little ringleader was like, "Don't dance. No, you don't gotta dance. No, don't do it. Oh God."
I was like,
and-
I think I do.
Saw a rose garden, like cool. Came up and nothing too major there. Just like it smelled really good. Came up to a little grove here, and there's 2 unicorns, and that was one of my favorite questions. Was the 2 unicorns, according to the adventure, were having a philosophical debate. So I asked everyone what they were doing, and everyone had really good ideas. But we landed on Megan's, which I thought, I loved Megan's. It was such a good silly one. Is a hot dog, a sandwich, or a taco? And so we had some great RP of the unicorns and everyone making their arguments. And I love the comedic timing of how we ended it with, was it Tula? Somebody was like, "Well, now you got to ask, is cereal a soup?" And we're like, no, moving on. And they gave some really good information. They saw Juliana and Orlando, the couple that you're looking for, go into G21, the hedge maze. And they then also cautioned everyone about the Fountain of All Heal, which is up at G9. This water, this curative, a cure-all, like you can drink it and get all these healing benefits, all this great stuff. But some people who drink it get like a charmed effect on them, and they're like, "I'm never leaving. This place is amazing." But they did explain that the effect can only be broken by a wish spell. And I was like, "Oh, cool." And from there, you still went to the Fountain of All Heal. Oh, they told you need leaves to get through the hedge maze as keys. So one of the leaves they needed that they haven't gotten yet was near the fountain. They went up there. Ludo, because the water could help get through the hedge maze, decided to be brave and drink the water. I'm pretty sure you had to use inspiration to get the success, and succeeded. So got the benefits of it, and it helped them navigate the hedge maze without any issues, but also not charmed. Going to the hedge maze, there's a sundial. They put some leaves on it, these keys, and I was like, and magic happened. And I teleported them to a palace in the sky. Palace in the sky with diamonds. So this is where they're currently now. There's been very little combat outside of the cave. They've progressed through this beautiful palace, this ethereally beautiful place, and made it through a door without triggering a trap. Fortunately, there's a lot of like little clue things around, a lot of analyzing what might be in hand. They got into the main foyer, and it's kind of what they wanted to do. Who was it that was just like, "Orlando"? Do you remember who it was that hollered out? Was it Bronca?
I think it was Megan's character.
Was it Bronca?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're looking for him. He's like, "Screw it." She just like called out, and
It's like, "Orlando!"
2 figures emerge, and they seem to kind of know who you might be and that you're looking for them. But eventually they're upstairs, and everyone moves upstairs to where they are now. Ludoviticus knocked on the door. Orlando was there, and he's like, "Oh, hello. This is not me making fun of him, but it is a part of the narrative." Orlando was like, "Oh, what was your name again, cousin?" Ludovigius.
Mhm.
And then when he closed the door, not Megan, Lindsay, you weren't here earlier. I had went ahead and had Charlie roll a perception check while we were waiting, because everyone heard as the door was closed of him talking to Juliana, him say something along the lines of, "Oh, it's my cousin. He's a bit of the black sheep of the family." Everyone has heard it. Kane rolled a nat 20 to also hear it, except for Ludoviticus. Up to you guys if you do that information, but it was an odd comment to hear. Because Orlando, I won't go into more details, but he is how he looks in the picture. Just,
The darker skinned one.
He's
Right.
not an Erganassi.
Yeah,
pretty much. And
human.
I'll say this: the token is not an accurate description. Let's go with what the narrative of what it was. Also, just I know this is cruel. But I'm like, I don't want a blonde, good-looking dude as the noble son, because originally
Fair
I
enough.
was like, yeah, you know what he looks like. He's dark skinned, dark hair. I think I might have remembered in my. I bet I was thinking of the picture of Juliana, which is dark skinned. I think that was probably in my subconscious when I described it. So I'm
Yeah.
going to say he's also a little bit more of olive skinned, dark haired look to him,
Okay.
but we'll still use his official art token for him.
Okay.
So
Olive skinned.
I don't remember exactly how we ended, but we all heard that. And I think he's like opened the door up for you all to kind of enter in and have a conversation. But as you look in beyond, it's not necessarily a room or anything of that sort there. What you see beyond is crenellated parapets border the palace's open, flat roof. 4 beds of subtly colored flowers are divided by gravel paths. In the center of the beds, where the paths cross, a small table and 4 chairs. They seem to be hanging out in a roof garden. But they invite you out to sit, enjoy you all can join us out here if you like.
I just want to mention that whole hot dog taco thing was like 50% roleplay.
Oh, but like, yeah, no,
Was
like,
it
and like
50%
actually
roleplay?
adamant.
Serious.
Oh my
We
God,
are
I meant to
very
text
serious.
you guys
Be
this.
serious.
I was eating a Philly cheesesteak at a local diner place.
Oh my
and
god!
it came in a hoagie, and it was definitely like in a hot dog
Taco.
shape. At some
Oh.
point, it detached and was no longer in the hot dog shape, and it was in my brain for a second. Literally, I was eating it, started contemplating the philosophy behind it. At one point, being a hot dog, and then turning into a sandwich, and then it being a taco. It was like,
Oh
I literally I was in the middle of chewing. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I had to stop myself as my brain just went like watching this thing transform from a hot dog bun into a sandwich. I was just like,
Well, I had one of those because I went to a fair earlier and I had a shrimp po' boy, but they put it in a hot dog bun, so it was like shrimp inside of a hot dog bun, and I was like, "Is this a sandwich or a hot dog?"
Hot dogs and tacos are never going to be the same for us
Yeah.
after that.
I was like so
Oh, it's-
confused.
It's a thing in Washington. Everything in the hot dog bun.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Or
Anyway.
that's just the cheap po' boy.
Yeah, it's cheap.
The cheap
This is a little detail scale wise. If it matters to all of you, I'm just going to use Ludo. Like each square is actually 10 feet. But since we're not doing heavy combat and whatnot, I'm just keeping you guys big, just so it's easier to move your tokens around. But the space is
Goddamn.
bigger than what you might feel scale wise.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like the table in the middle, and they've invited you all in to talk, understand why you're here.
You said there's 4 beds in here and like a table. in
The
middle?
beds, it's flower beds to be specific.
Flower
Can I go?
beds.
Micah would like to go smell all the flowers, please.
Mm-hmm.
Kane would like to teleport in.
From 20 miles away.
Oh, we don't have your token here, do we? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, 1 second. Doop. Is it Django where there's someone named Kane? They have a song about Kane. His name was Kane.
Like old Django.
Django and Chain, I'm pretty sure, is what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Oh, I think. Are you talking about Candy? What was his name?
Candy cane?
It was like Leo DiCaprio's character's last name. They call the
Yeah,
plantation.
it was
Candyland.
Candy.
Oh, his name is
Candyland.
King. Maybe I just assumed they always said
I don't remember,
Kane.
I just
I don't
remember,
remember him
Candyland.
either. I fucking love that movie.
So good.
But you teleport in?
Alright.
Oh hey, you got caught behind.
Oh. Yep. Managed to find you guys. Think I
Oh, I
smelled
mean, you
the
really like you
Twice
spent a long
caught up
time
with the
studying that
centaur.
portal in there.
Yeah, I'm like, that's quite impressive since we needed to have very specific things to get into in here from a teleportation circle.
I think I smelled the hair gel from afar.
My hair gel. Tell me,
Over
how am I supposed to put hair gel into hair that's floating around?
I don't know. It's flea wind.
I feel like you
I
would
can
know.
smell it.
No.
Maybe you have smelly hair.
There's still bees like right in my hair.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, Lauren's not here, but her character Tula is now the size of a bee and is riding a bee around. That is now her character. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Typical Lauren stuff.
Uh, if you need some hair products, we might have some.
No,
Uh,
I don't need hair products.
I look up from smelling the flowers. I mean,
They're lovely, aren't
forgive me
they?
if they're really beautiful. The scent here is so much better than you can get anywhere else, and
Mhm.
outside of the Feywild. But anyway, we came here for a reason. Forgive me for being blunt, but weren't you like? Are you okay?
And the two of them kind of like smile. They're very much exactly how their artist I'll pull this back over real quick just for like a full thing. They're in robes, slippers. They're just vibing in the garden.
Chilling.
Jeez.
Juliana speaks up. Actually, I'm doing very well. We're very happy.
Okay.
Thank you for
lots of people are
asking.
worried. I just want to make sure.
Oh, are you speaking of our families? They'll be worrying for the rest of their lives, I'm afraid.
That's fine. However, a friend of ours and like other people are being like imprisoned because they're like talking about the situation. It's not great. Like could you have left in like did you leave a note?
I did with my family. Orlando, unfortunately, had a little bit of more issue with his mother. Yes.
Dude was like standing up like against the wall with his arms crossed.
Well, House Salas and House Casselai don't necessarily see eye to eye these days, so I thought it was better that mother learned from other sources. Ludo, you would know House Calceli.
It's a lie.
Let's go with Calceli. I think I like that pronunciation.
Can I
House
insight check?
Calceli. Sure.
Just like are they being honest
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
like two things? Honest
Mhm.
about being fine here, and then like, the whole like, yeah, I thought it would be better for my mom to learn that way.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight check. But Ludo, without any checks from your part, you know House Calceli is a house of stone. There's a major division that's not complete and antagonistic, but in the Kingdom of Bellevon, houses of stone, and there's houses of leaf, and there's a history to these two factions of houses joining into one country kingdom essentially. But Calceli is a house of stone, while Salas, right, is a house of leaf. So there's there's historic differences there. But you would know House Kelsili being a particular rival to Salus as a whole.
Okay.
So what do you roll for your
Since it's a little
22
Romeo and
insight
Juliet
check?
thing.
It's 100% a rift on it. They wear it proudly on their sleeve. It's supposed to be like,
Yeah.
especially this is based on a old OG adventure, so you could tell that was a very early like, let's do Romeo and Juliet. 22 total. They seem very authentic, to be completely honest. Yeah.
They seem disturbed about like the disruption that has like left in their wake, leading to like people being arrested.
Oh,
and, like,
well, to be fair, they haven't commented on that directly. Like, you
so yes,
say
I'll
that
explain briefly the
folks-
situation of like someone being arrested for talking about like the cave.
It
and
was
stuff.
music. Was it talking about it, or
Singing.
was it?
music?
She was singing
Or
a
did
song,
she
a
ban
story.
music?
she
tripping?
she banned a certain song. It was a
certain
song
song, okay.
of a love of the eternal garden and such.
Okay, gotcha.
So you explain all that, Micah?
Yes.
Right. Orlando speaks up. Well, I must say that's very brash of Mother. We haven't been gone that long. Banning music.
I mean, it's been 2 months.
Pardon?
And
It's been 2 months.
2
Don't
months.
tell me you didn't know the time difference in this land.
Frankly, I did not. That's
People
peculiar.
think you're dead.
Oh. Well, you can go back and tell Mother that we're fine and we're very happy here.
You like write a letter. Do you have like a stamp or something so that she like believes us?
Oh, I'm sure we can write something up of that sort. Yes. We don't ever want to
Well,
leave.
before any of that, did you drink the water?
And Juliana speaks up. You speaking of the Fountain of Oriel?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. That was very refreshing. Never tasted cleaner water in my life.
Okay. I don't know what exactly this is gonna do in like a magical sense, but people that drink that water are compelled to stay here permanently.
You might
Or
be under
le-
the effects of that spell.
Orlando chuckles and he kind of gestures around. Do you think I really need to be underneath a magical effect to want to stay here? Everyone here has been lovely, welcoming, and we can be happy here away from our families.
Could you be happy though? Because there is a woman that is completely innocent being imprisoned indefinitely because of your absence. And it's been 2 months over there, like Micah's over here said. So gods know how long it's been since we got here. So if you can be happy while that is happening, you know what? Good
Well,
for you.
It sounded like you came in here asking. Sounds like you need to confirm that I'm alive. You can tell Mother.
Is it just that? Is that going to be enough?
Yeah, can we clarify? Is
He's
that
like-
enough to confirm he's alive and happy?
Absolutely.
Could Ludo do a?
Sorry,
insight
that was
check?
Lindsay asking DM, not
Well,
Micah.
okay,
asking.
okay.
I don't think we know.
Do we?
really.
I thought we were. Didn't we get orders to like?
I think
We
it
got
was just
orders
like
to
find them.
to find him. But could Ludo do like an insight check to see if his aunt would be like, oh, he's alive, he's well. I'll just forget about it, or would she be like, bring him back?
I'm going to give it to you for free. Bring him back because especially now that you know he ran away
what I
with
heard.
a rival house, an antagonistic house to them. That it's deeper, more than just I want my boy home. This is also the heir to the house, right? He has
Yeah.
responsibilities. He's a bit like I think you on a certain level understand. If not both of them, definitely Orlando from your perspective is abandoning his responsibilities to your house, depending on how you feel about that. But he's supposed to be heir. He probably has major things he needs to be doing for the house. But up to you if you think that's like a porn to Ludo or not. He might be like, yeah, fuck the
Okay.
house. I don't care.
Yeah, he'll when he mentions like the letter and stuff, and like just tell her I'm fine. He kind of like laughs. Do you honestly believe your mother is gonna let you just stay here?
Well, not she will have to. You're not the first ones to come and try and take us back, and they're now our friends, and they also want to stay here and away from her, away from
They
the
probably all
house
drank the water, though,
politics.
didn't they?
Yeah. He's
This-
like, was
this-
this
I've-
before or after they drank the fountain?
I honestly don't know. I've never asked them.
So I can sense another problem. How long do you think it's going to take after we either depart here with you or not? If we depart here with you, obviously this doesn't apply. If we depart here without you, how long until they send soldiers? An army, maybe.
I'm not sure. Well, that would be very cruel of Mother to send an army into this wonderful place.
Well, she's also locked up a completely innocent woman for doing nothing more than performing indefinitely. So, cruelty's not exactly off the table, I think.
I'll be very plain with you guys. I'm loving RP, right? But I'm not asking for persuasion rolls.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
Or I'm saying like
They can't be
they
persuaded.
cannot be
No.
persuaded.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like part of the fountain.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, you can't talk them. You can't guilt them in anything.
You're giving a lot of really practical, reasonable things, and from objective of right, a lot of like practical concerns, but they're just like there's nothing's going through with all
Can I make
this.
a history check? Not history, I guess, like either medicine or something like that. Like how the effects of this, like, compelling water could be possibly removed.
Rather than
No.
that, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
I like that even more. Do I want to use my inspiration?
14's enough.
Could be
Go ahead and
important.
hold on
Oh.
to it.
Thanks.
Because I think everyone at some point will notice this, but I think Micah would definitely be one of the first. Beyond it, the conversation as you're kind of contemplating, and especially since you're more in touch with your environment, a little bit more present, you hear soft music, and it reminds you of the music that you heard in the Crystal Cave of the Waterfall, and
Oh, it's another.
it seems to be emanating from you are on an open rooftop. As you kind of turn and look up where you feel the soft music, this melody coming from, this ethereal music, you see this crystal dome above and a whole nother rooftop layer floor above you, and the music seems to be kind of coming from that.
Beautiful. Does it look like it's another portal?
It's an actual crystal dome. I would say it has kind of like a greenhouse effect look to it, or like an actual greenhouse. But nothing portal. It's literally just the next level up. And then there's just this actual almost translucent, or there's opaque is what you can't see through. What's the other word?
Opaque, you can't see.
Yeah,
Translucent.
translucent.
Translucent is the opposite. Yeah, translucent crystal dome. Beautiful and large above. It seems like a centerpiece of some sort that the music's coming from.
Okay. Do I think that's related to the being compelled to stay here?
Maybe.
Does Micah somehow relay this?
I think she's like staring at it for a minute, observing while you guys are kind of going back and forth about like the reasons for them to go. She's gonna kind of take a closer look at it, and I think she would probably go over to Thalen. Wait, no, who was the other person that tried to like speak to the waterfall, like tried to like sing to the waterfall and didn't fail? Because I think Ludo failed really terribly.
I think
Mhm.
both of us failed.
Yeah, we both failed.
I was the one that tried.
You're
to
the
play
only one
something.
that. Yeah, you're the only one that succeeded on it.
Okay. Well, since Ludo's talking, I'd mention to Thalen, be like, doesn't that music sound really familiar?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes because
Once I point it out, yeah.
yeah,
Do you think there's another portal nearby here, or that it has some kind of effect on them?
I would. I'm not gonna say yes because but it seems likely. I mean, I look up and I study it for like a little bit. I wonder how long they've been in this room. I think
How long?
it's related.
How
they
long have you
left?
guys been here? In this room?
In this room?
Have you left this room?
Oh, yes. Well, our actual quarters are just below. We
Okay.
just go in and
What's
about the
above?
palace. What is above?
Yeah, the beautiful. Look at how the beautiful ceiling. Is there a floor above us that's closer?
The dome. It's beautiful, but there's nothing up there. There's nothing, as far as we know.
Have you left the castle?
Not in the last day since we've arrived. It's kind of relaxing, getting off our feet after a long travel.
When you think about doing so,
Want to
what
go
do you
for a
feel?
turn about the grounds?
We can go for a walk if you'd like. We'd have to gather our things. Oh,
Could I? Does this seem like a charm effect?
Knowing the situation and whatnot, we would mechanically call it a charm-like effect.
Could I go over to Juliana and kind of does she seem I know I strike like an intimidating
She kind of
aura.
does, yeah. Oh,
So
hello.
I'm gonna kind of like do that body, like
Make yourself not seat. Crouch a
yeah,
little
exactly,
bit.
like kind of
Relax your behavior a little
hands
bit.
clasped
look at
in front of you,
me,
maybe?
I'm just a
Yeah.
gentle giant, like not that
A
kind
little
of
bee like lands on your shoulder.
There
Yeah.
you
Oh.
tickle it under the chin.
Mhm.
Would you mind terribly if I cast a spell to make sure that you're here under your own volition? Just it won't do anything if nothing's wrong with you. All it would do is make it so that you wouldn't be able to people couldn't be trying to like frighten you or control you in some way.
Gonna roll a persuasion check.
Oh, no.
go.
It's pretty good
15.
for me, guys.
Wow.
Oh, ooh, -2.
You can, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on her. And she can't be possessed or gain the charmed or frightened conditions. If she's already possessed, charmed, or frightened, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect, against any creatures that are aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
Like you were gonna put a sleeper hold on her.
As you kind of, do you want to describe what your magic looks like? Because you don't really cast spells too often.
I don't cast spells a lot, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, she I like to think that normally she's very like physical, like she's like doing like hard work and like hefting axes and stuff like that. But when she casts, she gets a lot more introspective and like that like she kind of like I think for her, honestly, I think casting would look kind of like singing like a hymn, like very like prayer like very you guys are familiar with like the songs that people sing, like the work songs, right? Like songs that people sing
Yeah.
like in a certain rhythm to like get repetitive tasks done.
Mhm.
They're really common in like farming and in like washing clothes and like
Hi
making
ho,
bread, like they're
hi ho.
Yeah.
It's off.
like not quite- yeah, but
Yeah,
like they're
yeah.
these rhythmic, songs that like in some cultures have like a certain power to them and stuff. I think that she does something kind of like
Looking
that.
on the chain gang. I'm thinking like a chain gang song. Prisoners.
Or the
What's
whole song.
It sounds kind of,
You
it's
gotta
vaguely
go
Gaelic.
and dig those holes.
Ooh, Gaelic. Yeah, I like it.
It's more Gaelic than Southern, you know, than
Mhm.
Broken
yeah.
hands and withered souls. Holes. I love
Cool.
that.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
you find rhythm with your spell casting. I love that. Which to me it also sounds very interesting, right? Because like the sound of thunder, nature itself is not necessarily rhythmic. So I almost feel like this is me talk. I'm not saying this is how you need to feel about it, but my brain's just kind of going with the idea that like that's how you cast your magic, is providing a brief moment of
control nature.
order, of control. Yeah. As you
I
kind
mean,
of
well, think about it. Like she
yeah.
grew up on a farm. A lot of these tasks are very, very repetitive. Like when you're spinning yarn or like cleaning wool, like those are things that are very rhythmic and repetitive tasks. And
Mhm.
like that's how you create things from nature, is that you take it and you redirect the energy and control it. And that's how
Yeah.
she's always done it.
I love it. I love it. All right, so you cast the spell, and Orlando, like they have like they're drinking tea, right? There's like this beautiful little like china set, and they both, she like sets her cup down as you go through it, and the spell goes off, and the magic kind of settles over her body, and nothing seems to happen.
Okay. No advantage, no new saving throw.
Mm-mm. I do think you would see through that magic a resistance pushing back at your magic, but what I like to call dungeon magic, something that's not necessarily a fair effect, right? Something that's a little beyond the scope of just normal mechanics and balance, and get rid of the charmed effect. Which, going back as you see this and you feel this push back, well, of course you need a wish spell. You hear the voice of the unicorn echoing in your memories.
Okay. We don't have access to a wish spell, guys.
Phelan is still staring at the dome.
Beautiful
Kinda have an
architecture.
idea.
Could I kind of relay the findings the way that I would? She's not very good at phrasing things like diplomatically, so she's trying to be diplomatic and being like, oh, you know, you're not totally, it seems like something's going on here, but she's not being very circumspect about it. She's definitely being like, yep, you guys are definitely under the control of something, but I am not powerful enough to do anything about it right now.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh, that was so close to a nat 20, but it's not. It's a 6.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of like nods, and she does kind of exchange a little side glance with Orlando. Orlando kind of speaks up. Like, please keep in mind, we came here underneath our own volition. Unless you think somebody
Sure.
poisoned us or cursed us to fall in love over the years.
Oh no, I don't think any
Certainly
of us
not.
doubt the veracity of your love. It's just, I mean, we were told pretty, and she's gonna kind of like look at the two and like how not interested they are in like being convinced, and be like, you know, never mind. And she's gonna go up.
I love that.
She's gonna like give up on trying to talk them out of this, and just like she's gonna go over and like start checking out the ceiling again.
I'm
and trying to
gonna.
listen to music.
I think Thalen might pull out his pan flute, and he's gonna listen.
Half my
Again.
brain half heard. Thale's gonna pull his pants
Lapses
down.
No, pan flute.
I thought you were like, he pulls his pants down.
My God.
Plate armor. Oh, that's. I don't have pants. I'm kidding. Pan flute.
Okay, you said it, not us. Your character has no pants.
It's just armor and nothing underneath.
Yeah, just
Hardcore.
bare butt in the back, armor in the front. Sorry.
I'm gonna try to mimic the song again. See what happens.
Okay,
And if
go
that
ahead and
doesn't
roll.
work, I have another idea, but it's a lot more violent. Not to them.
Go ahead
Not
and roll.
to
I
Like
choose.
Party.
I choose violence. Go and roll a performance check.
Form it.
You said violence, right?
Okay, I rolled really good. That's plus.
So if did it give you proficiency
That's-
with a instrument
No.
also? No.
Yes, yes.
So
Sorry,
the way tools work in 2024, Thieves' Tool is the one that I know works this way. So if you're both proficient you're not proficient in performance.
No, I'm
Right.
only proficient
Never
in the
mind.
instrument.
So you still get to add your proficiency modifier to your 16.
So it's pretty good. It's 19.
19. Just for the way tools work now, there's usually a skill associated with it, but Thieves' Tool, or if he was proficient in performance and his instrument, he would have had advantage on the roll.
Oh.
Yeah. My buddy Robert in the Twitch chat just said hashtag
pretty cool.
pants flute.
Yeah.
All right, so 19. You
Why
begin.
do you think the back's open?
That goes back to the
Or-
exercise
Or
comments.
another
so-
flute.
So you start playing, and you've heard it before. So you're able to fall into the rhythm of it, or I say the rhythm, but the flow of it more, and it's beautiful. You catch harmony with it, and you're riding the wave of this ethereal music that's almost like the wind in Ludo's hair, which maybe, as you see the connection of like the movement of the wind and the feeling there, maybe it puts you off for a second or not. But it just seems to be floating through the space like wind itself, and you're matching it. The music you'll hear as he does, as the music from the Crystal Dome itself kind of amplifies a little bit, right? But it's not overpowering, but it's just everyone very much, it's more noticeable. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check at advantage for me. Thalen.
Oh boy. Okay. Persuasion at advantage. Okay. Well, wasn't a natural one.
Little side note, I'm bringing back the whole get back a heroic inspiration with a nat 1, just so you know. So you can
Okay.
get right now, the sure way of getting heroic inspirations is from Thalen and nat 1s. So use that for your knowledge for how often you might be getting them. 11. Okay. They're enjoying the music, and they do enjoy it. Like, they both kind of smile at each other. That's beautiful music, Thalen. Or I don't think they know your name, so that's beautiful music. What is your name? Zorland, or this is actually Juliana asking.
Fuck it. Thalen. I am Thalen Windlow.
You just made a terrible mistake, Thalen, as you've told me, right? She starts transforming. Actually, it's Faye, so
Yeah,
your
that'd be
voice
What?
goes away. They steal your ability to play music. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a little funny.
Like, did I miss something?
No.
Thalen just said fucking and told them their name, so they just stole his ability
I
to do
see.
stuff.
Tentacles burst out of their body.
Or maybe he's missing something he will never know.
Ooh.
Yeah, but nothing else
Yeah.
beyond that happens. The music is beautiful and it's just amplified and complimentary for a while until you stop playing.
Okay. Well, I have something else, but it's a lot more. I don't know if it's a good idea.
My spider sense is tingling. I feel like you want to do something stupid.
Well,
Should we
That's what
take
I'm
that
here
walk?
for.
No, not you,
maybe.
Kane.
We'll
You remember the
find-
last
wait.
time that you did something like this? You almost collapsed a cave on us.
Wait,
Don't
everybody.
be dramatic.
Mhm.
What if we talk to the Guardian and see if he would? He sounds powerful. Maybe he could wish them better.
What if?
But
What
we
if
need
I
to talk
just-
to him anyway to get out of here.
Well, just a little huddle, real quick, everybody.
Maybe use
Some
divine
moment.
intervention.
Yeah, just a moment.
Yeah,
What if? What
Wanna
if
try?
what if I broke the dome?
I was thinking.
And
about
get us
that, but
kicked
then-
out.
Yeah, they might turn really hostile. That I feel like that's like not maybe not plan B, maybe like
That's kind of why I was hesitant
Plan
to do
Z.
maybe E.
it. It's just an option. It's this item I got. I don't know where it came from. I've had it this whole time, I guess. I totally. I don't know. I picked this item because it was cool, but it might also come in handy. I have a Horn of Blasting, which specifically does crazy
Mhm.
damage to glass
Mm-hmm.
objects.
Yep.
Huh.
Mhm.
Mm.
But
Some cool
it's just-
stuff in your bag
let's-
too.
Let's exhaust our other options before we start doing property damage.
Also, each use of the horn's magic has a 20% chance to cause the horn to explode and would do 10d6 to me.
Great. Ludo's gonna walk up to Orlando. And
I did on the
kinda-
map, just for a visual, I did reveal the dome on the map for you.
So that's an option.
Where?
I'm not saying it's a good
Oh.
option, but it is an option, and I got
Where?
a feeling that.
To the east.
Uh.
You might have to zoom out a little bit, but
Oh,
just so you have a sense of what is reflective on the map of what you're seeing.
can we just go up there? Check it out, suss it out.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
know
do
if you're
that.
talking in character or asking.
I would like to go up and check it out.
Yeah, I was kind of asking the group at large.
Yeah, right now I have you all quote unquote huddled outside the garden talking right now.
I think we should go check it out because we're obviously not going to be able to talk these two into leaving.
Ludo, can you keep
so
them entertained? You know, like catch up family chats. I know that you're kind of like on the outs of your family, but like maybe like you could try and get back in.
Yeah. Put in the good
look-
word for yourself.
He looks at you like what you're asking is impossible. But
they actually kind of strike me as the black sheep among these
Yeah.
two.
I elbow things hard. Obviously, it's not subtle.
I don't know how you would come to such a conclusion, but
Oh, you didn't
know
hear
what?
when Orlando was saying that to Juliana?
hear what?
No, it was just a hunch.
Oh, I look back and forth between Thalen and Ludo and be like,
Just a hunch.
yeah, just a hunch. Obviously lying.
Well, obviously, I'm the black sheep since I'm the most handsome of all of us. And
I
he
don't
goes,
know.
think that
Orlando
was
looked
what-
pretty good himself.
"Oh, shut up!" And he goes, he's like, he'll go walk in the room and, attempt to distract them, annoy them.
Micah, those stairs go down. That's where you came up.
Oh fuck!
How do we
I
go
thought-
up?
How do we go?
Do we
up?
go up?
From inside the room,
Oh, is
Uh,
that true?
maybe?
You guys have not seen any stairs going up where you've been.
The dome?
You were able to see it from this exterior courtyard, but you have not seen anything going
Okay.
upwards.
Oh, is it on
Where-
the out? Is it on the top? Like,
It's literally if using the map, where as you see the shape here next to you, right? The dome hypothetically would be a floor right above you of that, right?
Right.
Kind of fits that shape, right?
I gotta say, breaking the dome
Lucky
is
for
sounding
you.
more and more
Teleport?
appealing.
And I can fly.
I
you
could
can carry someone,
levitate.
maybe? Valen's kind of, scrawny.
Yes,
Thalen?
I could probably pick
Alright.
him up.
Aren't you shorter?
Thalen's small, but he's a strong individual.
No offense, but you look a little. I mean, I like indicate my 7 foot tall, bulky ass self.
Once we get some time, we're gonna arm wrestle.
Would love that. I will misty step up onto the dome.
So that would require you need to stepping back out into the open area. If you're
Okay.
just like making sure you understand, like out here where Ludo's like in the middle of a conversation, and you're gonna try and misty step up.
Yeah, I'll make an excuse about guys. I know I mentioned it earlier, but it's just such a beautiful dome. Do you mind if I take a quick closer look? It's just
Oh,
glass.
yeah.
I've never seen glass work like that.
Yes, we haven't been able to get up there ourselves, so hopefully it'll be a bit of a journey.
So we're just allowed to do so.
Woo!
Yeah, I just wouldn't try and break anything.
I'll be
Oh,
careful.
you wouldn't. I'm gonna follow Micah, and I'm gonna
How are you gonna get up there?
levitate.
All right, so you cast levitate, and then you kind of like use the wall to kind of pull yourself up to the top. Okay. Before we get too much farther with you two, I do want to cut away to the conversation of Ludo and and them.
See what you
You
got,
guys
black
don't hear
sheep.
any of this.
So
You don't know that.
cousin. Funny enough, as you go out there, they were in the middle of having this conversation, but they kind of like hush up a little bit as you step out, and then when you guys teleport, they continue it. So that it happens in the middle of this little bit of RP. Cousin,
They quieted
how
when
are
the
you?
others
it'll make sense when the
came into
conversation
room?
gets
Oh,
into it.
okay,
Yeah,
Okay. It's a private conversation that is like
exactly.
discussed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kane, are you going to try and get on the roof? How are you going to do it?
Just start climbing the wall.
Oh,
And slide down.
I could fly.
What?
The new Dragonborn ability
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
for 20. The new. Yeah, they
Mhm.
updated the race where I can fly for 10 minutes
Dang.
Heck yeah.
per
Like once a day kind of
per
thing.
long rest.
Heck yeah.
That's really cool.
Love it. Yeah, so you get up there too, but before we cut away to you guys, completely. So, cousin, how are you? Are you doing well?
Oh yes, I'm doing quite well. Peachy, really.
Remind me, your Aunt Liza's son, correct? Liza Viticus? If you want to come up with a name for your mother, like
That's
Liza.
yeah, Liza's perfect.
It's canon. Liza Vitic.
Liza Viticus.
Liza Viticus.
Yeah.
So I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I did hear recently that poor Uncle.
I'm scared for the names.
Midicus. Sorry.
Spartacus.
Midicus. But when I wrote it on my, that definitely says Midicus.
Midicus.
That's a Monty
I like that one
Python
better.
skit if I've ever heard one.
You're,
I like that one better.
I did hear that poor Uncle Midicus had an unfortunate accident recently and passed away. There's not.
I'm
too-
sorry.
Oh,
Medicus in relation
sorry.
to
One
Pluto?
second here. I need to correct myself on something. I made it
Okay.
pretty. So the houses. I was about to start messing with inheritance and who's next in line. But I have actually, and I like this distinction. The houses of Leaf houses is matriarchal. So usually
Yeah,
it goes
so
to the
they're all
lady.
matriarchal.
So funny enough, Orlando would have responsibilities, but I do want to be clear that he would not be inheritor. Yeah.
Mm.
Compared to like Juliana's houses, they're patriarchal. It's one of their differences. But I still think there's leeway here for his conversation.
Yeah.
With me missing, will that make you the most senior male in the house? If I was to leave?
He like kind of cocks his brow. You think she would put me as the next in line? No.
Mother, not the next in line, but I'm very happy here, and there would be a vacancy for certain responsibilities. Warden of the woods? Someone will need to fill that patriarchal role in the family. And Mother, I apologize for any insults she may have passed your way over the years, but she is one for tradition and how things should be done. If I'm gone, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you would be the next male for that position.
He kind of you can see his jaw like tenses a little bit. I highly doubt she would put me there.
And as like the door opens up and things like, yeah, we're gonna Thalen cuts levitate, just like 1 second. He starts crawling, floating up, and then you see dragonborn wings, spectral wings. And then I like to imagine when you do Misty Step, it's a whole bunch of flowers are left behind, or like spectral flowers or something. Like,
Yep, she does like a weird, cool like stomping pattern and just goes.
Oh, I like that. And so like they like oh, enjoy, and then they kind of get back into the conversation. Mother is a traditionalist.
I think I understand that more than anyone in our family.
So would I. She would have no choice but honor your claims.
And who's to say I even want to be part of this family? I may just do what you did and just run away.
I can't disrespect that at all. Do you think you wouldn't? You haven't yet, despite treatment.
I don't know yet, but I will.
Orlando kind of like clears his throat a little bit, and you see like on the table between all of you, you see zzz, and you see Tula on her bee on the middle of the table, and she's like, coffee! Goes and gets like a little bit of the like one of the drinks on the table. It's like zooms back out. I don't want to leave, and I'd be happy if you would take my place with the family. And all the riches and honorifics that go with it.
Listen, I'm not faulting you for wanting to leave and for hiding away here. Trust me, I understand what being in this family is like. And there's no real point in me even talking to you since you're not going to leave anyway. Just here. And he like gets like a piece of paper and a quill. Just write a letter to your mother saying that you're alive and well, and pray to the god she doesn't march an army into this place.
Perhaps we can convince her that I'm dead.
You want to stage your own death?
I do. If you're the second group of adventurers that she has sent in here on pursuit of me and Juliana, and we don't want to go, you're right. She would send an army, and I could not imagine what this place would be like with her sending our own troops in here, burning it down, pulling me out. Perhaps we can convince her some way that I don't exist anymore. Is that something
what makes
you
you think that she's not going to send her army in here when she finds out that you died?
She would not make war, I don't think. Not if it was an unfortunate accident. Those caves were dangerous. We had to get past that dragon. We fled. You could say I died there.
So you want me to go back, talk to your mother and my aunt, the person that she shunned away and sent away when I was just a child, the person who's been shunned my entire life, and you want me to go and convince her that you died and that I should take your place?
Yes. You obviously
What
have
do
the spine for it. I did not. You're willing to do things I would never have trekked to find me. You obviously care for the family.
Why would I ever care for this family?
You care what you can do to the family. Or do you not? I'm not saying that. I apologize, cousin. I don't know you that well. I'm just asking. So there's no... You want none of it? Truly.
Is there any reality where you can see me as the head of the family, as an heir genasi, and not face the same cruelty that I did while I was a child.
Not for a leaf. I think we both know that you would never be the head. But we're nobles. You could be born a tiefling with demonic, devilish heritage. But if you're the firstborn, you're the firstborn. If you're next in line, you're next in line. How many bastards, and he doesn't say bastards like in the literal term of bastards, but like pieces of shit. How many bastards
Right,
have we
oh, okay.
seen? How many scum have we seen? How many imbeciles have we seen leading houses? All because they were born in a certain point in their family lines. If you want the respect of everyone, they would expect you to take it. Earn their respect.
You make it sound so easy.
I don't think it would be easy, but doable. It would be a reality. If I'm gone, you would have all of that. You would have to deal with Mother, of course, which I don't wish that upon anybody. But she would probably allow you to have some of the lands to manage, to own, operate, to oversee. Maybe away from the city. But you would have your say on where you ended up. You could live in the capital, Guildcurse, if you like.
He's like rubbing his head. I shall try to convince your mother that you have died here.
Kind of smiles. And with that statement, because I love that, let's turn back over to you guys as you've now come up there. Thalen's kind of awkwardly like a balloon pulling himself around the space. What you see, a great crystal dome surmounts the circular wall of this room, and its floor is similarly transparent. Light from the twilight sky shines through the dome and into the entry hall far below. I guess you could have seen it, I apologize. Like through the floor. But a 3-foot-high white marble sarcophagus rests in the center of the floor. Surmounting the slab are the carved figures of 2 women, a human and an elf, in repose. An engraving inlaid with gold glitters on the side of the slab at the figure's feet. And that soft music is definitely emanating from the dome and from inside.
Are these two are iconography we've seen before here, right?
Yeah, funny
Remember
enough,
correctly?
where I'm pinging where Tula Branca is, these are literally all different
That's what
statues
I thought,
of
yeah,
them.
earlier.
They're
Yeah, okay.
every picture, every statue has been either of an elvish woman or a human woman. Yep,
What language is the engraving in?
it's in common.
What's it say?
You all approach, step closer to read it. Boop. Oh, sorry, I
Right
just.
here.
O stranger, whom destiny hath led nigh, leave us interred in peace to lie. If thou wouldst deign to grant our request, then fate will move at thy behest. This gift from the contented dead, we swear to grant by our heart and head. Posting it.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
thank you.
Does that mean to open the tomb?
Grant our request. Is there any more plaques anywhere?
Nope.
Okay.
So leave us interred in peace to lie. So, I mean, granting their request just means leaving them alone, right?
Unless they have another request that we just haven't found. What if there's something else they
Didn't you
want?
deign to grant a request? Mm,
Let me
I mean,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
One thing I want to point out for the design of this adventure, I think it was really designed with the idea of like very traditional old school adventurers, right? So an old school adventurer would see the sarcophagus and be like, "What's inside of
Open it.
it?" Yeah, right.
That's what Kane's like. I'm going to
Yeah.
open it.
So,
We open.
I mean,
and it is a
can pull it.
sarcophagus of a very powerful
Ooh.
couple in the middle of a magical realm. While the
weapons were a no.
you would know that the gardener, he helped make it, but this was truly a passion project between these two lovers. So this is truly
mean-
their place. But
honestly, like reading that, Micah would, not being a super complex individual, would make like, a sign of respect, like a religious sign of respect or whatever, and kind of like bow her head a little bit and take a step back and essentially say like, rest in peace or whatever.
I like to imagine that's what she said. Rest in peace or whatever. Obviously, that's
I was
not.
thinking like,
Yeah, no.
yeah,
I did-
whatever words her religion would, say about that.
All right, Kane, defile that grave.
No.
Tell me twice.
Does Cain move to defile the grave?
Unless you stop at him.
Yeah. Or do you honestly, or do you step forward like with intent, like looking like you're intending to like mess things up?
Not really. He was he was kind of joking around.
What do you say when you joke around? It'll determine what Micah does.
Oh, that's how he was joking. He was being sarcastic.
Oh, going forward.
Oh.
Micah will like, wait, can you
Mhm.
remind me of Cain's physical bearing?
He's, well, for being a soldier, he's pretty well stout and
Pretty sure everybody in this party except Ludovicus is like kind of buff.
Built.
yeah.
yeah, even Bronca is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Brunka's
he-
like, shorter. But Cain's a dragonborn, right? So he's like taller.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's taller and brawn.
so-
He's like,
So instead of grabbing you, do you wear armor?
Oh yeah.
I
Now
would grab you from the back
touching
of
his
the
fishy
armor.
armor.
Like, like how the neck piece, like if you are not wearing a helm, right? Like the neck piece has like a ledge. She would like grab by that and yank you back. Be like, I certainly hope you're not about to do what I think you're gonna do.
Oh
What if that's
no. Oh, I was just going to look at the glitter at the feet.
Very pretty. We can look from here.
But
I'm a
we had to
little-
figure out where the song come from.
yeah.
I'm not in the habit of desecrating the dead.
So
And you guys will remember that she's taken this stance very strongly before.
let me try to convince you of something here. I understand the dead deserve respect, but they're dead. What about the fate of the living?
That's
What
the
is it that-
worst counter argument I've ever heard.
I love
Hear
it.
me out.
I
love
know
it.
it's bad to desecrate the dead, but they're dead.
Dead. Now hear me
You're
out.
leaving out the last part.
Fucking
of
Hear me
that.
out.
That was so
Leaving
funny.
out the last part
I'm
of
picking
that.
on you, but that was
It was
great.
great.
I
No,
loved it.
It was awesome.
They're dead. Those are corpses.
Yes. And their
And
souls
what if-
still deserve respect.
Corpses
You
that
can
are being
respect their
protected by
souls.
this entire land.
Also,
What the
look at I'm not that smart, right? But she is wise, and when she reads in the Feywild an inscription saying like, "Leave us be," or like, if you grant our request, like, fate will be essentially like favorable to you. Like, she's not
Okay.
like, why would you fuck with that? Like, her common sense is screaming at her, being like, guys, this is like the giant red button on the spaceship that
Yeah.
you don't
Well, and it
press.
says, then fate will move at thy behest. This gift from the contended dead. So it's like if you leave it alone, you could grant something from it.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean that's great.
Maybe that's the
but
true
What if it's
test.
some cryptic bullshit? Because like you said, we're in the Fey realm, and it doesn't actually mean that.
Well, maybe.
I feel like once you're getting into like the double, like, oh, they wouldn't expect this, so we have to do this. Like, I feel like we should just take this at face value and acknowledge that, like, desecrating the
Honestly,
graves of dead lovers who were very powerful and revered in this area is maybe not the best idea.
Because this
Maybe they're
feels
undead.
appropriate for her character, because she did this before as you're like having her speech about undead. You like look over and you see a little bee land. You see little Tula get off on top of the sarcophagus. She's just like, she's like, she like pretends to try and like move the lid off. She's like, and so you're just watching as you're having this conversation. She's going around trying to push, and you can't get into it.
fine. That's fine. I was just trying to play devil's advocate.
What if they're undead inside and still making love, which is creating the music
That's
around the door?
private.
I'm just saying.
But why do you want to see that? Are you a voyeur?
Maybe.
That you
I am a
you-
soldier.
The way that
We
she
go
says
see these things all the time.
the way she says the word voyeur, it's clear that she's never heard it said. She's only ever read it before. Like,
Voyeur.
sounded-
Voyeur.
Yeah.
Voyeur.
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 I don't
Are
care
you a
if
damn
we open up
voyeur?
the fucking ancient grave of these two. I'm just trying to get the job.
I mean, did your grandmothers never tell you not to mess with the Fae?
No.
Really?
I know not to mess with the Fae.
All 7 of my grandmothers said not to mess with the Fae.
You must have
Well,
a
we're
lot
here.
of daddies.
We're already messing with the Fae.
No, we haven't
What?
messed with them yet. Did you not notice that like every time we've like treated respectfully with like the people here, we've generally come out on the other side pretty fine.
I don't remember this.
You weren't
was-
here.
Oh,
It's
And from our experiences.
I just remembered a landslide in the cave, and the rock hit my head, and I don't remember since.
I love that for being canon. You've had short-term memory loss since you've had a concussion.
Yeah.
100% canon.
So funny.
so you think if we leave them alone now, we're gonna get some kind of reward because we found them? I don't understand.
I either think that or that it's
The test.
yeah. Oh, I think that we leave them alone and that's gonna either result in a boon for us, or we leave them alone and then they won't come back from the dead and smite us.
Okay.
Either one I'm fine with.
What if we open it and it gives us a wish? I don't know.
What led you to believe that that would happen?
I don't know. The Fae are misleading. They like to mislead.
But they usually trick, right? They don't lie. Right? Is that my misunderstanding? Everything I've heard from
I think they do both.
my, 16 great uncles is that, they,
I love that your family's getting bigger and bigger
It just
and
keeps
bigger.
multiplying.
A proper clan. I love it.
yeah. Everything I've heard is that they'll misdirect and trick but they're not going to tell you a lie. We
I don't
swear to
know.
grant by our heart and head. They swear.
But if
You
they're
tr-
already dead, how can they
Well, that
have a heart
I don't
and
know
head?
about. I don't know about all that, but that then there you go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
So-
know.
Here's my question, right? When I don't know something, this is what I was always told to do. When you don't know something, you look at what could happen if you do each thing, right? What's the worst outcome? If we do nothing, the worst outcome is nothing happens. If we desecrate the graves of the powerful Fae entities, the worst that could happen is that we all die a fiery death and/or are enslaved for the rest of our, existences.
Except for Ludo.
But we also
Which
might get a wish
sounds
spell out
worse?
of it.
But who wrote this? If they died, who wrote this?
Probably the gardener.
Have you guys never heard of writing an inscript, like telling someone what you want your last words to be or your funeral, like the inscription on your grave?
I kind of always assumed my last words would be a string of expletives, and
Nope.
then I die.
I'll make sure to put that on your gravestone.
No, you just bury me and plunge my lance into the ground. That's it. That's my headstone.
Okay, we're not gonna mess with. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's leave.
I grab Tula and her bee.
Oh, I just want to take a little moment. I just want to take it in there. What if there's somebody with something? I get a really cool dagger. Or maybe get a bigger dagger. I'm just gonna pull it like.
Worst case scenario, I fucking blow this dome up. Maybe that does something. I don't know.
That's another plan. Yes.
You all pass away from it.
You look like you want to say something. Okay.
Micah,
Mhm.
you hear a tickle in your ear of words whispering. Two feminine voices that you've never heard before. Thank you. Thank you for honoring our wish. Ask. And to the best of our abilities, we will grant it.
You're welcome, she says.
If you would
to
like
the
us
air.
to make the two of them explode, that's also on the table.
I thought about that. She's gonna go over to here and like look over the side
Yeah, you
down
would
at
see
the
them, yeah.
conversation
Mhm.
that they're having. She's gonna look over at them and then look back at the sarcophagus and then look over and like she's saying it in her head, but like not. But she's like also like muttering it out loud. You know, she's like closing her eyes and like scrunching her face and concentrating to like. She doesn't know how to like talk telepathically, so she's definitely muttering it under her breath also. She's gonna say, if you could allow Orlando and Juliana to make a decision with a clear head and with all their own free will, free of any of outside influences, that would be all I ask.
We grant your request. We are sorry that our garden, though not intended, a beautiful, miraculous place for our love and our lives. It brings us sorrow that those come who cannot resist the drought.
It's really beautiful here.
Thank
She's gonna
you
like
for
sniff a
respecting it.
flower next to her.
And like there's this beautiful cool breeze like comes out of the dome itself and kind of goes through the flowers and through you, and then kind of you get the sensation Disney animation of it going down, flower petals going down, and Ludo, as you're down there, you're like
Colors of the wind.
Yep.
and the wind
I
and
was
the
honest.
petals that have been picked up that like Micah, like maybe the one that you're holding goes down and it goes swirling around the three of you down in the patio. And
Damn it! Beat me to it.
Yeah.
and and the wind ceases. Orlando kind of like gets a very scrunched, confused look. Juliana kind of looks around a little bit. Well, that was odd. And she kind of looks at him and looks at you, Ludo. I feel odd. I feel
Odd?
strange.
What-
Yes.
What do you mean odd?
How far of a drop is it, by the way, from where we are to where they are?
I think these are elevated ceilings, so I'd say 20 feet.
I'm leaning over, and I lean over. Did it work? And
And they look up like, oh.
lean- Can I make I don't know, like a dexterity saving throw or something?
To make it down, jump down in style.
No, I'm leaning over to see if I fall over.
Oh, okay, yeah, 100%. Do you want me to set the DC, or do you want to set it for yourself?
You can set it.
Um.
It doesn't matter. That's a 6.
Oh.
And really just it
I'll
smelled the
cast
flowers smelled so
levitate.
nice.
on her.
You can't do levitate as a reaction, unfortunately. You gotta get
Oh,
Featherfall.
really?
Yeah,
was
you're
it?
thinking of Featherfall,
Featherfall.
and
Oh,
Can I like
Fuck.
grab her
leads-
ankle?
Oh wait, I have featherfall. Just kidding.
Oh.
so Micah begins to go falling.
Fall.
I'm going to say, Lindsay, you have control of this because you're obviously doing this for yourself, right? Like, you're finding enjoyment. So you tell me what they can and cannot do in your moment as you.
So
Ah.
she's like leaning over and like because she's excited to see like the results of this or whatever, and she's like, did it work? And she like just like leans a little bit too far and like slips and just goes tumbling down like face like head first.
Good God.
And then I imagine when like the featherfall happens, it like slows her down and she keeps falling, but she's still falling like as if someone's like lowering her by like one leg, just like
Yeah.
like totally till she, like,
Awkwardly.
crumples to the ground.
They get awkwardly just like fall onto the ground.
Levy Corpet.
Oh, are you okay?
How many
you?
times must I cast featherfall on you? I think 'cause I had to do that in the
You
cave.
did.
Oh, really? I don't remember that
Yeah.
one. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Mm.
Thanks,
Uh,
Ludo. I slap Ludo on the back when I get up. Like a very friendly, like, but you know, like I'm pretty strong.
Yeah, I know he's definitely like.
You
rubbing your
yelled
shoulder.
out, "Did it work? What have you done to us?"
Mm.
Are your minds like clear again?
Yes. With
How do you feel about the garden?
the garden's a beautiful place, lovely, enchanting.
Do you want to
Micah.
leave? Ever?
Micah, what did you do?
And they kind of, like, as you say, lead ever, and they kind of drill on us. Yes. One day, if I wanted to leave, I think I would. It does that does feel very different than it did before. And they're both like kind of like going through the process of and like exploring their emotions about this place, right?
Mhm.
Like, we had a magical effect on us. How much is our true emotions? And like, Orlando looks at her like he kind of looks at her. He's like, "Do I truly love you?" and then he just kind of smiles and like winks at her.
Oh.
No, yes, I apologize. It appears we were underneath some sort of magical influence. What did you do, Micah?
I didn't let my friends desecrate a grave.
I didn't want to do it.
Mhm.
I was playing devil's advocate. Also, hey, Ludoviticus, Micah just cast a 9th level spell.
Did she or did lovers?
You don't know.
You're like, to me, you're leaning, unless you guys tell me otherwise, you're like leaning over the edge,
No,
looking
he's
down, yelling.
leaning over.
I'm not
Yeah.
casting featherfall on you.
I'm levitating.
Mm.
No, there's a beautiful and she's gonna point to the nearest statue of like the lovers or whatever, and she's like the sarcophagus is there and it's beautiful, and they just wanted to be left in peace. I didn't think that was a big ask, but apparently I was alone in that belief.
I thought they were being tricky. You know where we are.
Where was our gifts?
I think
We
it's
left
what
them
we
had
wanted
alone.
to
been
do.
dragged away from looting that sarcophagus.
I didn't want to loot it. I wanted to see if opening it did something cool.
We stepped out. Where was our gift?
I'm so glad that I
What-
have one of us has common sense.
I
You
wanted a
don't
cask
say
of beer,
The
I didn't want to do it. Micah.
sarcophagus.
I didn't
No.
want to do it.
but
You're
I
saying
want
the
a cask.
sarcophagus of the two lovers is up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
That's
undead
beautiful.
making love.
The
You
Kevin.
should smell the Gerbera daisies up there. Really, really stunning.
I don't
Never
care
seen.
about the flowers, thank you. You're saying that the two dead lovers, the Karen Impifera, are up there.
Yet
Mhm.
still making love.
And you almost opened their A sarcophagus.
But
There
they
was a
No.
did.
really
They did.
there was a
And
plaque.
Tula. Tula tried,
There
but
was a
Tula's
plaque.
also, and she
Tula's too
holds up
small.
Tula. Like,
Oh.
No, no,
Uh,
100%
yeah.
Tula's not with you right now.
Oh no! Oh,
She's
shit.
still trying to open the.
You hear
What
the
did I
you hear
say?
like a break. I know you said I'm just doing it for comedic. You just hear in the
Sure.
background. You hear like crash. And you hear like a breaking sound of glass.
Oh my god.
And like Tula comes down. It's like, hey everyone, what's going on? Hey, hey.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
Well,
Those with high
good.
passive
I'm-
perceptions would probably see a little glint of something in one of her pockets.
Oh my god.
That's
I'm,
okay.
I'm glad Micah was there to be the reasonable one.
We were all reasonable.
I was playing an important role in that encounter.
I was just doing what I was told to do.
And maybe if all of you, but besides Micah, would have left the sarcophagus alone, maybe you could have gotten your own wish as well.
I don't think that's
Probably.
how that
We
would have
did.
worked,
We
actually.
did.
Well,
left
how
the
do you
door.
know?
If you had genuinely, with good faith, left them to like rest in peace, I think that you would have been pleasantly surprised.
No.
No.
I
I would
don't
Anyway.
believe you.
I wanted my
I-
cask of beer.
I did have a question for Orlando, and I keep forgetting to ask him, and I like wrote
Yeah.
it like in big bold letters. Don't forget in my journal. So,
Yeah, they're like having like a whispered conversation while you guys are discussing all that.
Bickering.
cousin, focus,
Yes.
focus. Did you go and discover the fountain by yourself, or did this what is it? What the fuck was his name?
The gardener.
The gardener.
gardener.
Yeah. Did the gardener push you to go and drink from it, or did he lead you there at all?
No, he did mention it, but he was not a insistent thing. He would encourage us to. We had a lovely tea with him. Actually, he's a very kind soul. He seemed.
Hmm.
Mm.
He just encouraged us to enjoy the garden. Everyone's here has been very supportive. We've seemed to have captured their imaginations and hearts.
I was listening to our previous recordings, like a couple sessions ago, and it was like the part about like the second coming, and I can't remember what part in the session it was, but it related to Orlando and Juliana being almost like
Yes.
being the second coming to the.
They think they
Karen
might be
in Barbera.
some of them. I don't remember who told you that.
Reincarnated.
Yeah, reincarnated.
Yeah, I'm
souls.
trying to remember. Okay. Ludo's like trying to. He's definitely like thinking to himself, and he kind of like shuffles back to the others. Do you think that they wanted Orlando and Juliana to be the second coming, to be the new Karen in Pifera?
Do I think they wanted to? Probably. Do I think it was malicious? Probably not.
I mean, maybe not malicious, but they did allow them to drink from the fountain, and they wanted them to stay here, not clear of mind.
Did they actually drink from the fountain, or did
They did.
they just
yes.
drink the tea?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, they said that they drank from the fountain, right?
Yeah, they had
drank
tea with
from
the
the fountain.
gardener, but at some point they said they did go and discovered the fountain and took a drink.
it well, the Fae, especially in this place, I've met some nasty Fae, but these ones seem to be mostly not malicious, or at least not intentionally. So I don't think it was their intention to keep these two here as the second coming, but I think they probably hoped them to be. Probably is what I imagine.
I still don't trust it. Anyways, he like turns back to Orlando. So now, cousin, how are you feeling about your whole staging your own death thing that you want?
Yeah, so you all might have heard that for the first time, if it matters at all to your characters. But
Yeah.
frankly, I'm glad to be clear-headed, but I don't think much has changed. We left to get away from our families. Whether or not we stay here, but I don't necessarily want to go home. Now, at
I
least.
figured. All right. Well, since you haven't changed your mind, I'm gonna need you to
Sorry,
still...
real quick. Roll a persuasion check for me.
May I
Because
help?
not necessarily. This is really coming straight from Ludo, because what he's wrestling with, and I'm going to let your roll decide, is
Possibility.
now that it's gone and him really truly with a completely clear mind, him really understanding, him letting go of all of that, and like, because it was very easy for him to come to that ultimatum for himself when he was under it.
when he
But
didn't believe.
yeah, but now that it's clear, like, how truly comfortable is he with that? So go ahead and roll a persuasion check. I want your roll to help decide how he feels. Persuasion choke is in favor of you.
Oh,
Wow.
So though I say in
I don't
favor,
know.
right? I'm not saying this is in my, like, I could see Ludo wanting that. So I'll let you decide how he feels. To
Right.
me, it sounded interesting of him going like, I want to give it up, and if you can take it.
Yeah.
So do you want to do that, or do you want to say like he actually wants the return with your nat 20?
Yes,
Yeah,
decision.
this is difficult.
That's a tough one.
I think I know. So I think from Ludo's perspective, the idea of, being integrated like back into his family and being like, you can fight for your position there. I think ultimately he's had so much negative interactions from his past with his family that he doesn't even like really feel the urge to want it. Like he feels more freedom on the outside of the house.
But
Than being on
power
the
to be
inside.
able to wield it against him.
Yeah, I feel like being a sorcerer as he is, he was able to find power on his own.
I'm just kicking your,
I
me. I'm
know.
not saying
Oh,
like
I know.
political
It's
power
hard.
in a world like
Yeah,
this with nobility is a bit different than
it's
just
hard.
magic.
But I think he
It's
keeps flashing back to like how he used to like escape the house as a kid. So even as a kid, he didn't want to be there. So he's never truly felt like he wanted to be there or he even belonged.
Ooh.
So
What could he do with the resources though? Helping to find lost friends.
oh, I know.
I'm just Joe, I'm not trying
I
to
know.
push you into it, but this is like,
I
a
know.
short mini adventure, and this is, I'm glad how this built
Right.
up to such a pivotal moment for you to understand your
Yeah.
character and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah. Because I think both decisions are really cool, right? Like you not
Right.
taking power, but then also, or taking that position or not. I think it's really cool either way. So I'm teasing your character a little bit.
I know. He's damn. Okay, so I think ultimately it comes down to there's a part of him who really, really wants to take that power and to like find his childhood friend, but then there's another part where he knows that it would be the harder journey to like not return with Orlando. And he believes that like with his own resources and like the resources of his like new friends that he would be able to find his friend on his own. Like, and it's probably in the benefit for everybody for Orlando to return. So I think that's what
Yeah, I
what he's
love the
gonna go with.
idea of rather than almost, what's the word, capitulating to
Mhm.
their
Yeah.
power, right? Needing it. It's like,
Yeah.
no. I don't want that, and I'm gonna do it on my fucking own, right? Like I don't want
exactly.
any of what they have because of how much they've abused me with it.
Exactly.
I say abuse. Like I don't want to feel like they were like, I mean, you can define that narrative for yourself, but just very ostracized for who you were.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he definitely like cemented to Orlando that like he would be returning with him and like he wouldn't be even like they're cousins and even though they don't really know each other that well, he would be with him to kind of like stand up to his mother and like fight for like his own freedom and like what he wants with Juliana.
Yeah, with your role too, though, like it's also a reflection on himself, part of it too. Him looking at you and kind of like pressing you a little bit, like, would you actually want it? And you probably saying like no and etc. He kind of looks in on himself. He's like, I don't want to go back, but it honestly was going to be short-lived, I think, in my mind. Juliana, like, she's like, we've been gone for months. We was going to be gone for maybe months in the long run, but How long would we have been gone if we stayed here for a year? For 2 months, just to get away from them and the pressure? We'll have to.
Years.
Yeah, years. That was not a part of what I wanted. I hope we still can make it work with our families in the end.
Well, I also think there are better ways to disappear than just vanishing off the face of the plane.
Yeah, we
You
truly didn't
could-
want that, though. We just wanted an escape for a while. Just for the two of us. For the fight ahead with our families.
A fight is necessary when you think about it. Think of all the other cousins that we have who have to follow in tradition. Think of the family and other houses that want to follow in your footsteps. Maybe it's time to fight for them as well.
Fight for you.
No, I'm quite alright.
Here is another option. If you wanted to get away, I don't exactly have the best standing with them, but Silver Lodge might be able to help you. Maybe
You'll
disappear
whisk
for
us
a while.
away in the end if we needed the help.
I don't know.
We'll
Just saying it
return.
could be an option.
We'll return. We need to face it. We were not planning on being gone for years. This was an elopement against their wishes, the rub it in our families' faces. We want to bring the houses together in the end, not create more strife between the two of them. So this was just a lark. We'll return with you.
Well, if
Excellent.
there comes
If there
a
comes
day
a
in the
day.
future where you want to go away, especially after the experience of that here, I might be able to swing that.
It'll be good to know the Silver Lodge would be a useful ally if it came to it. Thank you. It's very generous. Are you a high-ranking member of the lodge?
Not particularly,
And you can speak with the
but they
authority
do work.
He's good with dishes.
with dishes.
Very
Ye-
good. Or is it dishes? Yes. You clean dishes a lot.
You can see Orlando literally like he's already going back into political mode, right? And so he's like, you do have the authority to speak on behalf of the lodge, correct?
I've had a bit of a bad streak, but I've done something pretty important here, and they look at
Yeah.
maybe
Do you need a letter of clarification on your deeds done? Because we'd be happy to do this.
that would be
Frankly, we would
fantastic,
write
actually.
letters to for all of you if you need them, or even have some of the newspapers publish your deeds.
I'm about to get fired,
Oh,
so I would.
yes. We can. The least we can do is write letters from our houses stating what you've
And
done.
again, in turn, that might be able to help you out. So that would
You didn't have to
work with
kill anybody here in the Dark Garden, did you?
it. No,
Would you
were
prefer
tempted.
if we buttered it up a little bit, like you had to slay foes and
well, we did
rescue
have
us?
to get here. We had to kill that dragon.
You defeated the Crystal Dragon. Amazing.
Yeah, we defeated the dragon.
Why do you say it like that? We. Is
No,
that the royal we?
Ludo keeps his mouth shut.
It's nothing. We killed it.
Well, thank you all very much for helping us. We'll gather our things and we can go.
Excellent. Gather your things
Oh.
and don't forget, cousin. Since you are now the head male of the family, I will be asking a favor.
Absolutely. We can discuss more of that because, and you might be hesitant, but perhaps we can pull you into some of the workings if you like. As you guys are talking, the two adventurers, quote unquote, who are downstairs come
yes.
up. I think I remember one of them. He's like, "The name's Amish." And he's like, "Wait, what?"
Mhm.
He's Amish. Yeah. What's going on over here? Orlando, Juliana, everything okay? And he's like, Okay, so I believe those two gentlemen were sent by my mother. I believe they're also underneath. Oh no.
Oh, maybe we
Oh.
should have included them.
Too late.
Like, the enchantment doesn't mean that you can't let other people leave, right? It's just that you don't want to leave.
We don't have to
Well-
RP all of it out because they're like, everything okay here? And they're like, oh,
They're
yes,
still under the
August,
effect.
we're totally fine. We're not hurting you.
Okay.
Like, yep, doing fine. And they kind of like, they like are glaring at you all. We're watching you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's odd.
And we're watching you, so what?
And now you already forgot who you are.
Is that a? It seems to have a blow there on your head. You seem like there might be dried blood there.
You have no idea.
I've never
Yes,
seen a lump that
apparently-
size come up from under scales before. It's kind of crazy.
Apparently we slayed the dragon. I think I was a big help with that. Maybe I think I did the slaying blow on the dragon.
No, you didn't, unfortunately. Unfortunately
we won't
not.
talk about who did.
But pretty much the short of it, they're under the enchantment, but they're very much, as long as Orlando and Julon are showing they're operating on their own free will, they don't have a problem where they go and what they do. They're just being protective. But they're like, okay, they're cool. They seem cool. All right, cool. And they go back to wherever they're doing.
Yeah, something tells me shattering that dome would have been a really bad idea.
No shit.
Yes, I was about to throw my lance up there.
All
Well,
right.
I'm glad
Mhm.
we solved all of this. What's the next step? Gotta go.
Yeah,
meet
so
this-
they gather their things. Just to keep us, not to talk over your RP, but
Yeah.
Very good.
they kind of talk. They gather their things. They change their clothing back into some travelers wear and their backpacks and packs and such. And you all go to leave. They have leaves to go back through the sundial, but theirs are peculiar. They're actually metallic versions of it, or silver versions, right? So they're able to use those to traverse back through the sundial, and you guys are back in the hedge garden. Bum, bum, bum. One moment.
Woohoo.
And so
think
as
I
you
napped it
appear
away.
down into the maze, there's somebody there waiting to meet you.
Oh, goody.
An imposing figure in their own right, though beautiful and surreal. The gardener is they are kneeling down in the hedges, and you're watching the hedges kind of grow up. I'm gonna post their art again because I just freaking love their artwork.
My twin.
We knew look nothing alike. Not Jim.
You're
sorry,
right.
wrong
I'm more
file.
handsome.
I don't believe in beauty.
I do.
Actually, he completely
all
believes
know.
in beauty. Where did their art go?
We all know.
Is it really not handy? One moment. I do want a visual of who you're seeing. The gardener.
The gardener.
I don't have lords and
You
governors.
sent a picture of the gardener earlier.
I did before, but I'm just doing a fresh one, so we don't have to go scrolling for it.
Nice. Kind of freaky looking.
I know it's very
the
strangely
idea.
so.
Oh. I could see the resemblance.
Damn it.
You did play
24
yourself there.
20th level Oath of Ancients paladin right there.
Yeah,
Aw.
like that looks like the ultimate Earth Genasi.
Yeah, that's a level 20 arch druid who's
Yeah.
been
Nah,
living in
that
the
too.
woods for living in the Fae for
Yeah,
1,000 years.
They don't have armor.
Yeah.
And so they're there, and again, all the hedges are around you, and the sundial is there in the middle, and the magic kind of fades, and they've been kneeling down, and the hedges, you just watch it kind of like thicken up, and a bunch of flowers just start appearing along it. all the bees that are still kind of hitchhiking with you kind of like happily start buzzing around, and they just kind of, they're very just kind of aloof in their movements. Ah, I see you've all met. I've been hearing the most interesting tales and stories of you all here in the garden. How have you found it to be?
Lovely.
It's been
Very
nice to
quaint.
look at, but the denizens, just a personal thing. They kind of get on my nerves, but it's pretty.
Everyone's nature is a little different. Not all nature gets along, but there's a balance, yes. Juliana, Orlando, I take it that you're leaving. Yes, Gardener, we are. Beautiful gardens, and I'm sure we'll return again. Unfortunately, we have some matters to attend to back on the other side, in the land of the sun. You'll always be welcome here in the Eternal Garden, as would all of you.
Thank you.
Yes,
It's beautiful here.
the bees have been speaking much about you, Micah.
Oh, that's so sweet of them.
What is what is your last name? Was it Greenwood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, there was a sorry.
Micah of Clan Greenwood. I hope that you would visit again. You will always have a welcome home here in the garden.
Micah gets like a little emotional. Says it's been a joy to see all of the people here and smell all the great smells and walk in this beautiful grass. I'll definitely return if I can.
You will be welcome. And please know that I don't take credit. He like looks at you and Kane and Thalen, like the whole like very typical like fantasy description in a book. Like they look through you, right? I see that you have found Karen and Porphyro's rest, the sarcophagus. Thank you for showing much respect to everyone here and to their creation. Everything.
You're very welcome.
And he kind of gives you a knowing little like smile. They give you a knowing smile.
A smirk.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Know that
considering it.
everything here is of their creation, not mine. I helped curate. Just remember the dream, the possibilities of nature, and what the Alderald has before you. And he kind of, again, smirks it towards, like, Micah. Perhaps some of you one day will grow in enough power and ability to make such a place a reality for yourself. If that day ever comes, please do not fear to ask for help. I take it you're all
gonna look-
returning.
She'll look uncharacteristically kind of serious. Uncharacteristically outside of battle. Like outside of battle, she's a pretty like hippie-ish kind of vibe, but she'll look really serious for a moment and kind of like just like pause and like look at the gardener, like kind of seem to weigh his words a little bit. And we'll say, thank you. I or my family might need to take you up on that one day.
Kind of smiles and nods. he steps over to Orlando and Juliana and places a very like they have the impression and like they've only Juliana and Orlando, right, have been here for 2 days, right, but the familiarity for the gardener is very telling as he kind of places his hand on their shoulders. You were here for such a short time, my friends, but you will be remembered. We hope you can come again. Your love brought back many a memory of happier times and friends who are no longer with us that are dear. Go knowing that we hope that your love will be a fire for all your lives. May everything you do burn with that passion. Thank you for coming and heeding the call of your love to our place. You'll be remembered. I take it you're all leaving. You'll need this.
Yeah.
And he kind of like pulls his hand and their hand, and all these little white blossoms become to appear. And he starts plucking. They begin plucking one by one and handing one to all of you. Now hold these in the fairy ring, and you should be able to return home. And he gives you all a very deep bow. They give you a very deep bow. Thank you again for treating our home with respect and dignity.
You're welcome.
Luna gives
Bless-
him a very
Good.
formal bow.
May the blessings of the moon and the stars go with you. Farewell. Safe journeys. And they turn and just kind of walk right through the hedges, and just the hedges just, it doesn't transform around him, but just very Homer Simpson. They begin to blend and almost just turn into the hedge itself, and they're just gone.
No, I want him to go like Homer Simpson. Just like staring at
Fading
himself.
by. I should have done it that way.
That's so scary.
Not a
Yeah.
blink.
Like,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not blinking or anything.
okay.
Well, that was comforting.
I guess that was the gardener. He didn't seem that bad. What do you say
Pretty high
we
praise coming from you.
yes. How about we all get the hell out of here before another year passes back home?
Yeah, all
Been
right.
a year already?
No.
At least a month or two.
You guys
That-
did not take me to the hospital? I got my head hit? It's been a year?
It's been a year there. It's only been a couple of hours here.
It hasn't even been a year there.
Yeah,
Good.
been a
A
month
couple
or two.
months. Month or two.
Approximately a day has
don't
been
even
has been about a month, is what you've heard.
A month. Right.
Well, everybody thinks we're fucking dead. Let's go.
Just imagine the look on their faces when we come back. Alright. Yeah, Ludo's gonna start walking back.
Yeah.
I guess it's not very far. I think we established.
Yeah, it really isn't far. It would take you less than an hour to get to the fairy ring. Anybody want to? This is like the last call to poke around the Eternal Garden. There's absolutely no pressure to do it, but you're here in a
We gotta
magical realm.
go.
But I think you guys are ready to go home, right?
Time
Hell
dilation.
What?
no.
Let's find a dark fairy ring. See
No.
what happens.
No, no, no.
Oh, we are here for adventure, right?
Absolutely not.
And that's what you guys are saying as you're going down and leaving. Though as you're going to leave, your tree friends is like picking up back with you all and is following around, walking through, enjoying the your company as you guys go to leave and make it back to the fairy ring. The leprechauns are there. Like, I see you found them. Well, Good riddance. I'm just kidding. We're gonna miss you all. Thank you for coming and brightening up our days and giving us a sense of adventure.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Anytime. She says
Megan's
very
not.
insincerely.
Yeah, Megan's not here, but they're dancing around Bronca because I remember they went through like a little weird thing.
yeah.
They're like, "You're like a cousin. Maybe you have leprechaun in your blood. You're distant." And so they have a very heartfelt goodbye to their now family loss,
Oh my God,
long
what's
lost
happened
cousin.
to Tula's bee?
What
What's
is
that?
it?
You
Forgot
forgot
about Tula.
No, I.
Tula.
you flash back to
Look,
Tula
you're
still
back
at the
at Tula.
sarcophagus trying to get
Yeah,
it. No,
trying to push it back.
she's with you all. She's with the beach. She's like, and she's kind of like asking Micah, can the bee come?
Bee
Oh.
speech again.
Oh,
Micah.
concentrating too hard.
Micah, don't fall asleep, Micah. You're looking like your phone, Micah. Micah.
Oh,
My
man.
mom, my mom texted me.
I know you were distracted. It was so funny. We're just going, Micah. Tula's got the bee, and she's like, can we take the bee with us?
I asked the bee if we can take her with us.
The bee responds back in his voice. Oh yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's get out of here.
That's the bee's
I'm ready for
voice.
adventure. Oh yeah, I'm ready to
Hell
rock and
yeah.
roll. Huh. Let's go.
I relay his excitement.
Let's go. Fuck
I
yeah.
need a little snacks. I'm just buzz. Fuck yeah, buzz.
Fuck yeah, boys.
Maybe we can hit the Cedars real quick, get some to-go drinks or something. Okay, all right, we're good.
He's
Apparently he
like,
likes-
giggle juice a little bit.
He likes to party. We went to our zoo's like little Halloween thing, and there's a guy doing as like a performer Beetlejuice. He did a really good job, so I'm pretty sure
Pretty cool.
somewhere in my He's like, oh man,
Juice.
he was really good with the kids too. Oh, let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
But you get to the fairy ring, everyone's saying goodbye, etc. Zula's still small with her bee, and you hold the petals, and essentially there's no like crazy magic. It's like if you're holding the petal and you walk in, for those who are like the first one that goes in, those who are watching would watch. It's not any sort of crazy magical effect. They just kind of walk through, and as soon as they pass across that boundary, they're gone. And so one by one, you all just kind of go through it, and you just pass through, and you guys find yourself in the Crystal Cave on the other side of the waterfall. Go ahead and roll a performance check for me there. You know what, Rob? Just roll a d20 for me.
Ah, shit.
Just roll a d20.
One.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Nothing catastrophic happens on your way out of the cave.
You want me to roll a disadvantage?
No. No.
Are you
use
sure?
inspiration to do it.
Can I give you disinspiration to roll for a
Silvery
natural
barbs.
one? Nah.
I'm playing.
We're just joshing as you make it through, unless you wanted to, Rob. But you make it
I
out.
kind of do want.
Do you want to give yourself a disadvantage roll to see if you get a 1?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
Just because I had those
Collapse the
two.
Cave.
You can narratively say
No,
you
I
do a
rolled
nat
better.
1, but yeah.
I rolled
yeah.
better.
Oh,
I'll
But you all
trust the
make it
dice.
out without it. Yeah, you make it out with any issues. So you're out of the Crystal Cave. You're out of the Eternal Garden. Fare thee well to the Fey realm. What's the plan? Just making it straight back to Grey Hollow and to the Baroness's home, her estate outside of town.
I think so.
Yeah.
Excellent.
In comparison to this, my mead running business startup idea is maybe like the second thing to do. Maybe the return of the missing prince is the first.
Oh,
Yeah.
more importantly, I think this is going to be more fun. And in the moment, as we get into the second phase of everything, level up. Level up. Let's go ahead and just like give you guys a few minutes to do that real quick.
Hell yeah.
So excited.
I've never
Second
leveled up
phase.
like this point in the
Level up,
session.
level up.
Where do I even get up?
God,
there's a
guys.
second phase.
Ooh.
No, did any of you recognize that tune that I just sang?
I didn't hear you.
Which one? What was it?
Level up, level up, level
Oh.
up. It's Miss Rachel.
Oh.
Please shoot me now.
Was that a kid's thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when you're teaching kids like war. It's like this.
Oh.
She's like the Miss Rachel's like a teacher that has like a YouTube channel, and she like teaches kids vocabulary and stuff. And she does this thing where she's like, put it in, put it in, put it in. And, like you put the ball in the box. It's guys, I'm
We've
going
been
crazy.
we've been babysitting like my nephew, really close friends, but I'm like Uncle Nate to him, and I can't imagine being a parent because how quickly these mannerisms or tunes or whatever these kid shows have, it's supposed to be repetitive, you know,
They get in your brain.
it gets in your brain. Watched Handyman Hal for like 1 hour, and this guy, he's doing it for the characters with kids, right? It's a YouTube guy. He's like, I'm Handyman Hal. We go around, we fix stuff. But like everything he sees is like, oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. So now I'm doing just 1 hour watching that guy. I'm like, oh, cool. Wow. Yeah. Using his mannerisms. I'm like, that stuff it's like bleeds into your brain.
It's like it's real earworms. Like they get stuck in your brain. It's terrible.
Yep.
I got a really good. 2024 Ranger is so much better. The
Mhm.
7th level defensive tactics. If I get hit with an attack roll, all other attack rolls that a creature can have against me will have disadvantage.
I'm really excited for
Fucking
that.
good.
Elemental Fury.
I mean, yeah, it's not flashy like Elemental Fury, but damn, is it useful. I also
Wow.
have
Level.
Escape the Horde, which I don't really.
I can prepare a new
Just-
spell too. Fourth
Yeah.
level spell. Fourth level spells. Fourth level spells.
Does that mean I get?
Mm. So, Rune Knight, 7th level, gets a Runic Shield. So,
Shield.
learn to invoke your rune magic to protect your allies. When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll.
Nice. Yeah.
So, no more net
I'm gonna
20s.
I'm gonna roll for HP.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, anybody else rolling for HP?
I just do average.
Yes, I have to roll for HP.
You don't have to. You
Let's
could just take
see.
average, right?
What's that?
Yeah, you can just take average, but you can't roll and then go, I'm going to take average. I know you guys know that, but
I rolled a 3.
I allow rerolls on ones. I saw that from Critical
know.
Role, but yeah. Been a while since we had a level up.
It's alright. It's not. It's only the second worst thing I could have gotten.
Looks like we lost Lauren.
Said she's restarting her computer.
Okay.
Yep.
There she is. Hello?
Hello?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright.
One second, I think I got a snack stuck in my tooth. One moment.
You're good. I'm picking my spells.
Wow. Rune Knight's pretty cool.
Guys, can I tell you a fun story? Have you guys ever seen the spell Skywrite?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to find a way to use Skywrite in a campaign for like 5 years now, and I finally used it.
Oh,
And
Oh,
it
hell
was
yeah.
awesome.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like so situational. But I
Mhm.
was like, okay, our team was going into the situation where knew we were going into like a hostile city with like with like a ruling system and like guards that were like not gonna, like, if we were found out, we're gonna be super hostile to us or whatever. There's like these people who are part of a rebellion or like outside the city and in like pockets of the city and stuff. And we could, but like we had no way of sending can only hit one person. So I prepared this as like a last ditch thing, like a last ditch backup. And that things predictably went to shit in like the town square. They're like starting to like execute people, like innocent people, like horrible, like, dictatory stuff. And so I used Skywrite, and it was something, the DM is using like a very French accent for.
Is this Megan?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say Megan is knocking it out. Evil
She
dictator
is.
French
No, but this
accent,
is
but yeah, different one.
he's using a French accent for like this like locale, and so we've been joking a lot about like "Viva la Revolution" and stuff like that. So I wrote something in the sky. I can't remember what tagline it was. It was like "Viva la Revolution," like defend your freedom, you know, like take up arms now. And then like it was like this inspiring message, and at the end it was like Sadie, help. Who's the leader
The
of
only
the rebellion
other
who, like,
time I've heard of that being used in D&D was for a revolution scenario too in a city.
I mean, like you got
That
the
signal.
whole city involved, you know, like that's and like it's just like the
Fucking
little
Les
PS,
Mis.
Sadie, help, please.
That's great. Sadie L, please. I'm like, who's Sadie? It's like when you see a billboard, it's like very personalized. It's like, who is
Leader of the
that?
revolution.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. So obviously, there's going to be the ribbon on the Crystal Cave adventure, the published adventure. We have this session without, obviously, with Megan and Lauren, and then next session we should all be back together except for Lauren. So I have written a little continuation reflecting some choices that we've been making along the way through our improv, and I do think we could like start leaning into it tonight and then finish it up next week, also with the intent of doing a little bit more combat again so that we can wrestle around with the mechanics. So I do have some more stuff for you all to dig into, but that we should be able to get through. So just let you know what the plan is. All your families are dead. You guys have been gone for 10 years. And excellent. All right. So you travel back. You take them. Does anybody want to comment on what your travel looks like with Orlando? Maybe something for you, Ludo. Do you want to be asking them any questions or anything along the journey back to Grey Hollow and to your aunt's estate?
It's mostly him like trying to fill the awkward silence, and it would just be like a bunch of small talk where he's just like trying to be polite, but he doesn't actually like he's essentially like a stranger to him. So
Yeah.
I do want to arm wrestle Micah.
Yes, I want to do that as well.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get
Oh
it.
my
Let's get it over with.
So I'm gonna give you guys I'm
Spellcasting.
gonna give you an option real quick, kind of leaning into a little bit how they've been kind of tweaking the mechanics a little bit in 2024. I had the idea, obviously contested is just simple and sweet, but I was like kicking around the idea. I'm like, maybe we could try this if people wanted. Like you both have a DC 15 and you both roll, and then that's the barrier of success, not a contested roll. And it's just like, oh, you both succeed, cool. Next to the roll, another roll, right? Just having to beat that DC rather than it being like, oh, I rolled really low or just missing out by a little bit being the indicator. Do you guys have any hard opinions on it?
Huh.
No, I'm competitive, so I like contested
I kinda
roles.
You like contested? That's totally fine. Cool.
For
Yeah.
this specifically,
Okay.
I think contested roles is more fun.
All right. So I was gonna say strength check for the two of you. I don't know if
Not
somebody was.
athletics.
Didn't know if somebody was hoping for athletics. I guess is my point.
It was because I have advantage on
way.
athletics checks.
I usually lean towards strength, but if you guys want to do athletics, you can.
Athletics is we can do. Are we doing strength? I'm fine with
Yeah, strength
athletics.
check,
Okay.
or just let's keep it simple. Let's do strength checks. They'll keep it close, kind of like my narrative
Natural
rolls.
20.
To be fair, sorry, I do usually do best out of 3, just so it's not just one and done. Is that okay? Not to
Right.
take your
Yes.
victory away from you, but yeah.
No, I like to think Thalen whips off his cloak, his arm. It's like
Ooh, yeah.
exposed, fucking
Oh,
massive fucking bicep coming
looking like
in.
Popeye.
Oh,
Oh man, yeah. So always we all forgot like I think we all agreed like, and Rob, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but like Thalen kind of is when he has his clothes on, his armor and everything looking kind of a little ratty. Looks very a little maybe non-threatening, but we had that scene when you guys were first traveling
we were in
that
the
you were
river.
in the river, and it was just like, damn, he's real. Like you had a whole moment, so it's like you did know that he could probably hold his own. So yeah, so Thalen with 2 successes against Micah. Micah maybe is bringing back old memories of your brothers and sisters beating you occasionally, but
Yeah, and she's
Mhm.
a pretty good sport about that. She like slaps you on the back a bunch, like, is ribbing you and stuff like that. And it's like, I'll get you next time.
Well, it's not. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Thalen,
Yeah,
roll
no, I just.
roll a persuasion check for me.
What? 4.
4, never mind. I'm gonna be honest. I was in my brain, I was just like, that was gonna be impressive, and I was like, the only NPCs, I was like, Orlando and Juliana. I'm like, would
Oh,
they
no.
be interested in a third? I was like, roll a
Ah,
persuasion
no.
check.
Oh, that's funny.
I had a lot of conversations with some friends
Rough.
about polyamory, so I was like, I can see that in them. But they have true love, so maybe not for them. But you rolled
that
you
is a
rolled
common
low enough.
misconception.
I mean, that's fair.
You
More or less,
can
that this
have
was a
very true
Romeo
love.
Juliet story,
Yeah.
right? Like
They're
that
very
burning.
jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
All right, so yeah, so
Good
you all
job.
watch. Maybe there's a build up for it. Maybe it's not. Maybe just 2 of you are just like now, bam, in the middle of one of the camp
Yeah.
nights, and like,
Kind of like that.
Did warn you, but it was good. I didn't just straight up boom, and that's what usually happens. So
You want to wrestle instead?
I
I'm
don't
better
know.
at wrestling.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Are you sure?
Maybe later.
She's. I only if you promise.
I
Yeah,
hear
I
wrestling.
promise.
We can
Not right
wrestle.
now.
I'm great at wrestling. You want to wrestle?
Yes.
That I
Yeah,
feel
I
like you would
tackle
act-
you.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I think Blanca likes to wrestle too.
She does. Brooke and I got some great wrestling
it's
in.
another fucking.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
forgot
let's
we
get back to
introduced
wrestling.
everyone's character with half of you wrestling in the middle of the tavern. I love it.
More than half.
You just want to stick the narrative rolls for this? Like take your highest attack roll.
Nope.
Cool.
Because
Athletics.
I have advantage on athletics checks
'Kay.
for grappling. So
Well, it's a save.
Okay.
So that's the weird thing. Remember, I'm not making us
Oh.
stick to the rules, but technically grappling rules, if you're an initiative, is now a save on the person's part for the first part of it. I'm fine with this
So
being
you roll.
contested.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I'm totally fine with that, but just letting you know, not
So
that
then
either you're
how does
building
it work?
grappling. So
how does it work if I have advantage on I think it's a species trait.
funny enough, it
Okay.
might not even be in athletics. I don't remember now. So yeah, so it's like you say you
advantage on any ability check you make to end the grappled condition.
Yeah, so like the first, like, so if you go to grapple, they make a save, and then after that, you are then trying to maintain it with ability checks after that. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure that's how it works out now.
Oh, I thought they just continued to save against it, like how they would have.
Is that what it is? I thought it was like a weird transition.
I don't care that much.
I'm doing a quick lookup for my own brain. I have somebody on Wednesday who literally built a grappler. He's like, I can't wait to play a grappler. So I'm like, I should do a
Yeah.
quick refresh on this and check myself, to be fair. All right. Well, a creature can grapple another creature by using an unarmed strike. Many monsters have special attacks. Blah, blah, blah. Unarmed strike and grappled. Sorry, the rules glossary didn't necessarily say it. So I'm not going to dig too much farther. I was hoping it was a quick reference in the. Yeah, it tells me what you can do to escape it, but not the initial trigger. Not important. So we got Kane comes out with a 22 against Micah's advantage. So wrestling moment right now. Let's do that's 2 out of 3. Kane's in the lead. He's got 1 success. Another athletic checks.
Athletic checks. Oh,
Poor Micah. I'm sorry. Can you come back with?
Shit.
Did you roll with your advantage in case you not 20 on top of it?
No, I didn't.
Let's see it.
Hey!
Oh!
I'm obviously bending the rules here because it wasn't a true narrative, my narrative thing. But I always say you can't fail on a nat 20. So I think that's a 1 success to Kane. no other successes. So round 3. I mean.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Bum, bum,
Oof.
Oh,
Rolling like shit. Okay,
Oh.
13.
13.
Oh.
1 and 1. It's going back and forth. Mud at the edge of the
Yeah.
river.
mhm, mhm.
Don't accidentally go through with a nat
Ooh.
1 through the fire.
22.
Oh,
Ooh,
an
and
advantage.
Kane, you thought you had the upper hand there for a little bit, but then Micah pinned you at the very end.
No.
Slam into the ground.
Like, oh, don't hit that spot where the rock hit me.
She's just laughing. She's having a great time. Like mud all over her face. And then she does the, she'll like grab your face and like in the mud.
Smeared mud.
Oh no.
We just roll around in the mud like two dogs.
Yep.
Tula starts
Feral.
wrestling the
She's
beam.
a little feral.
Yeah. I enjoyed that very much.
Yeah.
It was a worthy
Ludo's,
opponent.
Ludo's standing there and he's like shaking his head with his arms crossed. Animals.
I
then we
tackle
get up.
Ludo.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say,
Misstep.
that's not a
That's
reaction.
not a reaction.
spell.
Now,
Oh.
actually, for this moment, because you're trying to get away, I kind of want to look up the rules because I think it's a strength saving throw you have to make.
Oh,
Yes.
not gonna be good.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Well, I don't
Shake
think
the
it's
mud
that
out.
anymore. I think it's a save. Let me check real quick. I do want to go ahead and combat
Well, with my new ability.
initiative.
I'm not actually aiming to hurt Ludo.
Oh no, yeah,
I'm
you're.
aiming to
I'm like
save
you're
him.
officially grappling is what I'm, and
Yeah.
I'm just playing it like you're just trying to grapple.
For funsies to get
Mhm.
him muddy and messy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And I will
my God.
activate my storm rune.
Dude,
Oh
all
my
these
give
God.
fourth,
Ludo disadvantage.
I only have a
Yeah.
10 in strength.
With a
All these-
disadvantage and saving throw.
Oh god. All these 4th level spells just opened up and I'm overwhelmed. There's spells in here I haven't even
Yeah.
heard of.
I want to check your spell list when if you're okay, because I have the Ion Stone and I want to see what you can put into it.
Oh, for sure. I have a lot. I just will, since I'm a lunar sorcerer, I just got available 3 new spells plus an additional spell that I can choose. But the 3 new spells are Confusion, Death Ward, and Hallucinatory Terrain.
I
which
love
is
hallucinatory
crazy.
terrain.
Yeah,
It's a great one.
wild.
I'm making this up. I need to look up. I can't find what I'm fucking trying to find here. I can't find what I'm fucking trying to find.
Oh my god.
Creature can. Okay. All right. Oh, maybe it's. I need to find unarmed strike. That's what I'm missing here. Yeah. Okay. The target must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw. And I think we already set up when we did that first wrestling. So on Micah, I think I already put down your. Yeah, grapple shove DC is 14. So in this case, Ludo, you would need to make either a strength or dexterity saving throw. Kane, what debuff are you using? Or
The
trying to
storm
use?
rune.
And what does it do specifically?
So if I activate it it's a bonus action. I go in the prophetic state for 1 minute, or unless I'm incapacitated.
I'm going to say one quick ruling here, just for player fairness. We didn't allow Ludo to do Misty Step as a
That's
bonus
right.
action, so it's up
Yeah.
to Lauren if she wants to allow you to do the debuff or not.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's keep digging into it then. Let's see what your ability is.
All right. Until the state ends, when you or another creature you can see within 6 feet of you makes an attack roll or saving throw or an ability check, you can use your reaction to cause a roll to have advantage or disadvantage.
Excellent. All right, so it sounds like you're making him do it at disadvantage. So dexterity or strength saving throw, please, Ludo, at disadvantage.
Oh god, my shit is
Oh,
so laggy. Oh, the dice are rolling so incredibly slow.
Oh,
Is that your excuse?
The tension.
No, it is. It's like it's like not even. Why is it so slow? A 16 at disadvantage.
Oh, that succeeds. Yeah. So you go to tackle him, and you feel like Kane just like you see a rune flare up, and then maybe like there's a feeling in the ground going over to you, trying to trip you up. but you're just like, you slip out of the way and you back up. Do you want to respond anyway, Ludo?
It takes more than strength to put me down.
I'm gonna sling a mud ball at the back of his head.
I'm letting Ludo respond first, and then if
Oh, I
she
thought
wants
that
to.
was his response.
Well, I
trying
mean,
to
like,
see,
does he want to
I
do any
think-
abilities? Essentially,
Oh.
I'm giving Lauren a chance to get playful here if she
Mhm.
wants.
Oh,
But
I think
you're queued up.
I know this is.
I'm queued up.
I know this is kind of just like flavorful, but like this is a cantrip that he has, and I got it because I felt like it fit Ludo pretty well. It's the Gust Barrier, so it's basically like any like ranged attacks have disadvantage against me, and if it's a melee attack, they have to do a Constitution save. If they fail, then they're flung away 10 feet and knocked prone for me.
Do it.
So I think he would do that like as an Air Genasi. It's very much like his
Yeah,
thing.
Gust
He's just
Barrier
like,
goes up.
Get away from me. Don't touch me. Unhand me.
So
Yeah,
instinctively, you're doing it between you and Micah, but then here comes the mud ball, right?
Yeah.
So dexterity or
It's a I guess it says a ranged attack has disadvantage against me.
technically it's
So
gonna be
I
a
don't know if-
disadvantage. So
Yeah.
I'll let you use your best attack roll for simplicity here, Thalen. You are a ranger, so like,
Sure.
but at disadvantage.
You know, I think I'll do my just to be fair, I'll do like dex. I'll do like my longbow or something. I feel like strength's a little silly. At disadvantage.
Yep.
1. God damn it!
Wow. Give yourself heroic
I-
inspiration, I guess.
Oh,
I do not throw the mud ball. I try to throw the mud ball and I fall
You
into the
fucking
mud
slip.
myself.
Yeah, you slip in the waters.
All right, I know you slip, and I'm not trying to force critical failure on you, but with the Gust Barrier, it seems really appropriate that you throw it, and you're like, and it goes into the wind, and then wham, whams right back into your face.
Okay, sure.
Are you okay with that, Rob?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, do you all just kind of wrestle in mud often?
Don't
Yes.
include me with them.
Ah,
yes.
Have you never tried it?
no. When
It's
you've
very fun.
when I've reached a certain age in the households, toys and such
And?
were taken away and playful attitudes.
You're not at the stuffy palace yet, though, right? You can have fun until then. Didn't you guys want to get away to have some fun?
Roll a persuasion check. Like, we had a
I
different kind of
can't
idea. And fun,
fucking
alright?
see.
That's a 0.
Dick.
She's
Our
dripping mud
idea of fun
and,
is a
like,
little different from our oppressive
split lip.
parents. Enjoy yourselves, though. It does look invigorating.
She starts. Is there a stream nearby? I'm assuming they'd like made camp.
Yeah, I imagine you guys were making camp next to a stream.
Micah, like
Yeah,
once we're all done, she's like super muddy. She just starts like stripping down and like tossing her armor off and just like goes and like naked to the stream and starts washing all the mud
What's
off.
the climate?
Oh, good God. She really doesn't care, does she?
The climate
Is it,
is
like,
She is
warm?
pre-winted.
it's temperate,
She is feral.
and I pretty much always imagine and end up putting all my Grey Hollow adventures into an autumn setting because it's just
Mhm.
lovely.
So it's a little chilly.
Vibes.
Yeah, a little cool.
I'm gonna
You can
I'm
tell
gonna crawl
it's really chilly.
on hands and knees to the edge of the river too, because like
You're trying to find it. It's literally like in your eyes. You got grit in there. Yeah.
Oh, here, let me help you. She comes over and like starts like wiping your face off.
I'd need the water. You're just smearing it further in. You're just-
Gross. They
I
both
could
go-
cast Tidal Wave.
That's the
Yeah,
definition of
okay.
extra.
Yeah, I know.
Do it.
Here, let me rinse you off.
Have fun with your abilities.
I don't want to use this.
Could.
This is in the middle of the
there's a
travel.
river there.
If you're worried about your
Oh.
spell slot, that's not. I will say like it's not a good enough reason not to use it because nothing bad's happening
Fortify
between
spell.
now
Okay.
and.
Oh, I sorry. I don't have what is it? Tidal wave. I have freedom of the waves.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
I say
What?
Tidal Wave, I think is like a level 7 or 8 spell in 2014.
That's
and like also
strong.
took like
That
10
was-
minutes to cast.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Old school version.
Yeah, wait, no, Tidal wave is a 3rd level.
Oh, really?
It's a-
Tsunami is the high
Oh,
level one.
Tsunami is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking
Oh.
of. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they changed that
That
one.
fucking
Anyways.
spell is so cool.
Yeah, I got freedom of the waves. So as you conjure a deluge of seawater in a 15-foot radius, 10-foot tall cylinder centered on a point within range. This water takes the form of a tidal wave, a whirlpool, a water spout, or another form of your choice. Each creature in the area must succeed on a strength saving throw against your spell save DC or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage, yada yada. Yeah, so I'd basically like create a whirlpool for you guys and just spin you around like
the
a
edge of the
washing
water?
machine.
Washing
Yeah.
machine. Yeah.
Like a giant washing machine. Here, let me clean you off a bit.
You can't see what's happening, right, Thalen? So you're
Oh
like,
my-
what the fuck?
Like,
There are fucking rocks in here.
Then we got Mika naked in there.
yeah.
Getting sloshed around.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
So-
else? Yep.
Powered kill.
Howard. Excellent. You guys make it back to Grey Hollow, and let's put it this way: when you get back to Grey Hollow, let's just say evening's setting in, right? What do you do? Do you go straight to the Baroness? Do you check in like the Laughing Moon Tavern is where you all kind of met first? Do you go try and find Katarina at the local? I think jail is not the right word. I'm trying. Gaol? I don't know. Let's just say jail. The local.
Bastille?
What did you say, Lauren? Not Bastille.
What?
I'm trying to think of a word for like the local place you get locked up. It's not jail, but
Oh,
there's 1,000 different words. Not important. The local jail.
okay. Imprisonment?
The local imprisonment.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just
What
kind
do we
of
do?
following everybody, but I will have given everybody here.
Heroic inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, excellent.
Except for
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news and, disturb all this fun we're having, but we should probably go see my aunt.
Orlando speaks up. I was going to go there directly myself. That's my home. But a night away, one more night, wouldn't be completely amiss. But if you're ready to finalize this, I say we just go rip the Band-Aid, as they say.
Well, do you need rest? Because there is that woman who is still held in the...
Oh, yes, this is very
prisons.
true. I don't want to be insensitive to them. Yes, we can...
Not like you haven't been on vacation for months.
We've been
wasn't like
vacation
2
for
days.
2 days, actually.
2 days longer than we have.
Fair enough. To the estate, then?
Yes. And trust me, I don't want to go there myself, but myself.
Now, see here, I don't want to go there myself.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't want to go there myself.
all right.
Slip back
his
into
true
fucking
form is coming out.
Deadlands there for a second.
This is
Sound
why I'm
like
the black sheep. I have like this
Vienna.
god awful hanky panky.
You actually talk like this all the time, but you have to.
Foghorn leghorn.
Anna.
That's all right. Let out that southern
Alabama.
drawl.
Alabama. Ain't nothing wrong with Southern drawl. All right. Is everyone going to the Baroness's house?
Yes.
Estate. All right. So it's
Yep.
evening as you all arrive. Beautiful estate on the outskirts of Grey Hollow. A little bit more of that very traditional, like England countryside vibe to it. Manicured lawns, big home. Very Downton Abbey-esque as you approach. And, there's our guards with a little bit of pushback at first, but obviously with Orlando and Juliana, and then maybe not as much respect, but, a member of the family and Ludoviticus there, they let you all pass. You are taken in, and you all are all presented to a waiting room. And there's actually a push by like the head butler, for instance, for a little bit there, where he's insisting Juliana stays with you all, as Orlando was going to go check in with some things, maybe change, but there's a little pushback as Orlando's like, no, Juliana's coming with me. Not you're not putting her in a cage, and so they wander off for a little bit. But you all have a bit of time in this beautiful study. There's books, there's beautiful painting, and these floor to ceiling tapestries and depicting this big hunt. Maybe it's even a famous hunt of the Silver Lodge that's being depicted there. So there's like that whole like waiting game in the study, or the waiting holding area, and the head butler comes through. Would anybody like any drinks, or while you wait?
You
Yes.
I don't imagine you
please.
guys carry anything cheap.
We're not charging for any drinks, sir.
No, I mean I like the cheaper quality stuff a little more.
Do you have any cider?
We do have a fine cider, freshly pressed from
Okay,
Apple
I'll try
Apple
that.
Tree Farms.
Would you bought some
Is
dragon's
it from
blood?
Is it from the Greenwood Farms, the Greenwood Orchard?
Do you have an orchard?
Yeah.
And do cider? Yeah. But I almost said Greenwood, but I was like, it's from the Greenwood Cidery.
Oh yeah, that's mine. It's the best, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Is this a business? I wasn't under the impression
No.
this was for business for any purchases of that sort. Excellent.
No.
It has been a hit recently with some of the locals. Certainly, turning back to Thalen, I might be able to find some cheaper ones from some of the guards. You might bear with
Like-
me, though, as it might be a little bit of a...
Yeah, I'm not really that
Sure.
picky. Like anything that if you were to bring that to like one of the residents here and they would like fire you for bringing it to them, that is what I want.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh God damn it!
This is one of those roles where you're going to help me define
Oh,
what kind of character this
18.
is. 18. He's like... And for a moment, he kind of leans into some of the jokes we were making earlier. He kind of like leans into, he's like, I got my grandfather's shine, if that would work. And he
Oh
puts
yeah,
on
that'll
his
do.
proper etiquette again. I think I have the drink just for you, sir. Anything else?
Some or something would be fine.
Is that a bee? One moment. We need to get a swatter in here. The lady is allergic to
No.
bees.
Don't you fucking dare.
It's a peaceful bee. Hold on, Micah.
Wait, there's Tula on that bee.
Hold on.
Micah's whole countenance changes.
Just
Oh,
the bee's peaceful.
it's a bee.
It's a intelligent creature.
Tula's on it. Just, yeah. Oh, there's a
It's okay.
tiny little person on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
that's
not gonna sting anybody. Don't worry.
very well.
I start talking to the bee.
Mm.
Buzz,
I-
buzz, buzz, buzz,
I
buzz.
do need somebody to clear it. Or how about Micah and Thalen? Both of you guys roll persuasion checks.
Oh God,
Man.
I'm rolling
Least
too many of these
persuasive people.
persuasion. 9.
If it helps, like Ludo
8.
would pipe
Oh.
up. He would be like, "Good God, man! If we have a druid in the party. Of course, it's a trained bee. Just let it
Also,
go."
Like,
Your
if
aunt
anybody
is
gets stung-
very allergic, but go ahead and
If
roll a
anybody gets-
persuasion check, Ludo.
Oh, I have healing magic. can
Also, I
heal
think
them.
above table, like you know better than I do, Lindsay. Like honeybees, you said, can they not sting? They're not.
They don't sting.
Yeah.
Honeybees don't
I think-
sting.
I think they can sting, but they just don't.
Bumblebees can sting. Those are different from honeybees.
Wow, I thought they could all sting, but they just didn't.
I'm leaning into Lindsay's more
She probably
specialized
knows.
knowledge. Yeah, and I was like,
don't
I like,
know.
so I just
I
assume this guy doesn't know that, but I just wanted to point it out. You guys had discussed this because I think Micah or Lindsay, as Micah has pointed out, they don't sting before. But Ludo is with the 22. Very well. You will have to take that up with your aunt if there's any issues. Let it be noted that I tried to find a solution. Very well. Drinks are coming soon. Closes the double doors. Anybody want to do anything while you wait?
Orlando and Juliana are with us, right?
They left. Orlando went to go like change or do something, but the
Okay.
butler tried to put
They're-
Juliana in there with you, but he was like, no. Juliana's coming with me.
Okay.
So is
gotcha.
anyone else like really worried about how this is gonna go, or is it just me?
Nope. I'm
Why?
just going to look at the artifacts they have on the shelf.
Well,
Roll a dexterity check,
oh,
Kane.
Ludoviticus, if I'm not mistaken, the way
Dexterity?
you've described your family is not exactly the most rational.
Not just David.
I'm
No, they're
no
most
pressure,
rational.
Kane. But when you said you're looking at it, I like to imagine you're like, oh, look at this pretty little thing. And you like pick it up for a second and you actually drop it, crash on the ground, and it breaks like this crystal thing.
Yep, that's
Okay.
exactly what happens.
Okay.
Please refrain from touching anything, Kane.
Okay. Maybe I'll read the book.
Roll dexterity saving throw.
God.
Rip.
Dexterity saving throw, here we go. We started two.
wow.
A one.
You go
My
to reach out to
God.
pull it, and you just like rip the spine off accidentally. Like one of your claws catches. For some reason, the
Okay.
book was like stuck, and just like this old
Yeah.
ancient book, like the
Yep.
like the binding on it was just very worn. You just rip it
That-
off.
That
What
kind of seems
Those
like
Kane, just stop touching everything.
What's harmless about reading a book? Well,
No, just
like-
sit down, please, and stop touching
Are
things.
you sure you want him to
fancy
sit?
chair. Fancy chair.
Roll a
sit.
dexterity saving throw. A bull in a china shop right now.
Ah,
The chair
Wow.
takes your weight.
Oh my god.
But
at
yeah,
first it was about to roll a 2. Then it rolled over to 17.
What's up, Thalen?
I don't know.
Mm,
I'm a little concerned.
My family can be difficult. They are perfectly reasonable. They're just very cemented in their tradition.
This right now is the only time you have described your family as reasonable.
I said
I
they
hope
are
they're-
mostly reasonable. Of course, if
I
you're
hope
an
so.
heir genasi and you're born into this family, it's quite a different story.
'Cause I totally lied. What's the bee's name, everybody? We need a name for the bee.
What's Zuck the knuckle?
Buzz.
No.
Benson.
Peter.
Remember, he likes the
Peter?
party.
Benson.
Peter. The name is Peter. Benson. The name's Benson.
Benson.
No.
Benson's cool. Yeah.
No,
Beanson.
don't do Benson. It's from the B movie. Don't please.
Weren't you the one that said Benson?
Yes.
No takey backies. Now I'm sticking to it just to troll you.
Ah, shit.
Buzz Lightyear.
You totally lied. Benson
There you
can
go.
totally staying.
Hmm.
I just said that to get them out of. Get him.
Yeah, I can sting if I want to. You better watch out. Bzz, 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 bzz.
He'll just die if he does.
I'll go down a blaze of glory for a little bit of fun. No one fucks with Benson.
Dude, you sound like that guy from Hot Rod, like the boyfriend. He's like, babe,
Babe!
babe,
Babe! Don't go, babe!
don't go,
babe,
babe,
Will
babe."
is that Will Arnett? I think.
Yes,
Right?
you
Yeah.
sound like Will Arnett so much. It's killing me.
Now I'm gonna be really doing his how he kind of does his mannerisms a little bit too. Yeah. Now I'm leaning into Will Arnett.
3 flaming Dr. Peppers. He, like the drink order.
All I remember is babe, don't go, no, babe.
Flaming Dr. Peppers.
What is the name of the show? Oh my goodness, that he was in. The Money's in the Banana Stand show. Arrested
Oh, yeah.
Development.
Yeah.
I'll be
oh,
thinking
yeah.
of that a lot through all of this.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Mm.
no one fucks with Benson.
Yeah.
I'll stab a
Ludo's
bitch.
like kind of he's like lounging in the chair, but he's like slumped. Like he looks like he really doesn't want to be there. He's got his like leg kicked out. He's resting his head on one of his arms or one of his
So yeah,
You
be
okay,
honest.
Luke?
Like, what are the chances that this goes poorly?
Mm. Not
To be completely honest, I'm not sure.
It would have been a lot worse if we didn't have Orlando with us.
But I mean, I agree, but we also have Juliana with us.
Yeah, that's a whole nother problem.
Yeah, but Juliana's so charming.
It doesn't matter when it comes to rivalry families.
Why not?
You could be as charming as me and they'll still hate you.
Well, I mean,
Don't
I don't
comment.
know a lot about nobility, but one thing I do know, and that's what Ludoviticus said, is they're really stuck in tradition.
Yes.
And
They
a
are.
lot of the time, tradition outrules rationality. And I'm a little worried they're gonna throw her in a jail cell or something.
then we'll break her
Let's
out.
say.
The
But
only
that's
thing
that's
that
a problem.
the only
I
thing
kn-
that I can think of is if we have enough people to convince my aunt that it would be more beneficial for the family to not have this controversy.
Of course it's better, but that's what I just said. Tradition always will fucking, outdo rationality.
Everybody
Isn't
can
Juliana
be
like
persuaded.
powerful and stuff and popular with her people?
Yeah, is Juliana like, does she hold standing within her own house?
Roll a history check.
Ooh.
Ludo with advantage.
I'll roll. Can I roll one of those?
Sure.
Just because I'm somewhat aware of the politics.
Yeah, you guys are all from the region
God.
for the most part, except for Kane. So
Damn, my rolls are so slow. The
11.
animation. Someone cast a slow spell on me. Ooh.
you drank some of the stream water on the way out of the Cave of Echoes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not 20. She's the inheritor of one of the most powerful houses in Bellevon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think she's
Wait,
kinda
excuse
important.
me. She's not the. I'm correcting myself. She's the female in a house of stone, so she is a important member, just like your cousin, but not the inheritor,
inheritor.
because her
Oh, so
family is patriarchal, while your
Patriarchal,
house
okay.
is matriarchal.
Patriarchal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then
But
that's
still very
great.
powerful.
And
She is a
then-
great
she's
match, right?
powerful.
The oldest daughter of a powerful
Yeah.
house, right?
Yeah, of the oldest
Why
son.
do they have an issue with this? She sounds great for him.
It's
And, like,
you're not.
My
you ha-
aunt can be very difficult. She's a difficult woman, and she's very frustrating to talk to.
Maybe
Stupid.
Thalen can seduce her to help calm the
You think
situation.
that's a good
I
idea?
highly doubt that.
What the fuck's
I
that
think
supposed
he's
to
a
mean?
very charming person.
The butler does bring you drinks at some point, but that's in the middle of your conversation.
Now I pressure everybody to try the cider from my family's orchard.
Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
try it.
I go from
Okay.
person to person, be like, "Here, try
It's-
some. It's really good."
It's
Nobody likes a peer
objectively.
pressure.
It's
I'm,
objectively
I'm
good.
okay with peer pressure.
I would like all
I'll
of you to
try
roll
it.
insight checks
Mm.
Why?
Ooh, I get
because
advantage on.
maybe Micah's trying to poison you and you don't even realize it. Oh
Two.
yeah, try my family side. I'm just messing with you guys. Don't actually do it.
I rolled a 2.
You
I
got
rolled a
poisoned.
dirty 20.
Yeah, it's objectively good, Micah, but it's
She's
just
really
not my,
proud
it's not
of
my
her
flavor.
family.
Do you actually drink it, Thalen? Like and taste it at least?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious. I have the personality that
Why are
Mish
you
and Misha's
asking?
family. No, I have a personality trait. When Mish and like her family's like, here, try this. I'm just like, I don't want to try it. And like when people get more pushy, the more I'm like, no, you don't tell me how to live my life. So I'm like,
You're
someone's
gonna poison
personality.
me?
Yeah.
Well,
Her
it's
grandma used to do
Micah.
that all the time. She's like, here, try this. Try it. And like a spoon in your face. Like, no, I don't want to.
I'll only try something when somebody does that if I want to try it. If I
So you
like
do
it.
want to try this. I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cider.
Excellent.
It's delicious.
Not his favorite drink, but it's,
Tastes
something
like
that is probably
vinegar.
going to be objectively. Oh,
I'm
Tastes really
It
good.
tastes good. I'm sorry.
Refreshing.
I'm getting a little cheeky. I apologize. It tastes really good.
Tastes good and refreshing.
And
they're
right now,
chilled.
with the
They must be
autumn
really
spices
fancy
right
here if
now,
They have a cold cellar in autumn.
yeah, they are
Mhm.
fancy. Just look at the room we're in.
yeah. They're if
This is a
anything, I
waiting room.
love the idea that they come out little frosted mugs or something.
Do you think that they have ice here?
What the ice?
Ludo looks at you like, yes.
Guys, I don't think
Doesn't
you realize
everybody have
how much.
ice?
No, ice is a luxury item in the summer and fall.
Kane is also from a
In,
desert
like-
country, so
in most of the world,
that's so in character.
like in medieval
So-
times, not obviously now, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
I saw something interesting on YouTube recently. Somebody was in New York State, a little bit backcountry, a little mountainy, but the locals, they were talking about the ice cave. And I've never seen anything like this in any of my nature stuff I've ever watched. But there was like an old mine, an ice mine, but then it was closed off. But he was like, when you got close to this area, you're just in the woods, but the temperature would get noticeably colder. Like there was literally like this cold front coming out of a cave in these mountains. I was just like, interesting, like noticeable enough that the temperature was noticeably dropping. I've never seen a phenomenon like that before. Anyways,
Ice cave.
Phenomenon.
all right. Eventually there's a knock and the butler, I actually don't really knock. It's their house. The door opens up, the butler then lets in the Baroness. Salis.
Oh,
What is my aunt's name again?
Alice?
The Baroness Salis.
The Baroness, of course.
Lady
Salis.
Salis.
It's your
Alice?
cat's Alice.
It's a weird one because it's spelled like this. It's almost like chalice,
assuming
but
it has an X in it.
no, it's a s.
Oh, wait,
sa-
before-
Salis.
Damn.
before they come in, can I please cast a spell?
Sure.
I would like to cast Enhance Ability on Ludo. I would
Mm.
like to enhance. Hold on, let me just.
That's charisma.
Persuasion.
I'm going to cast. Oh man, they don't tell me the cool names of it, but it's the charisma.
Charisma
one.
one, yeah, 1%. On board with it. Totally fine with that.
I'm
Yeah.
also okay. Just in case, what is shit actually? What is Micah's AC?
My spell save?
No, your AC, not DC.
15. I got a cloak of protection was one of
Okay.
my items that I got.
I will cast because I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna cast it on you, so your AC becomes 17.
Oh, thank you. I am very she's like looks at you, she's like, oh, okay. I mean, thanks.
I'm just
I'm gonna-
concerned. And
I'm
you
gonna
like
get
to
up from the chair.
be up.
When you say you get up from the
Should
chair, is that a reaction to her entering the room, or is that just something before she comes in, Kane?
Before, I mean, Thalen's
I'm
just kind
asking.
of a
Sorry,
little
I'm
worried.
asking Kane real quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I didn't hear.
He
you
said he
say
got from a chair. This is weird, but there's a reason why I'm asking.
Oh,
Are you standing up before she comes in, or when she comes in?
When she comes in, because
Excellent.
I rolled a dexterity saving throw, see if I break the chair.
But also,
You're
I was legitimately gonna tell Ludo. Ludo would know this as she comes in with her station. Etiquette is you stand for the lady
That's
walking
lucky.
in, and so Ludo. I'm assuming if you want Ludo, you stand up as etiquette. Kane stands up. Surprise, and like I say, surprisingly with love, like with etiquette. What do the rest of you do? Or Ludo, do you stand up? I don't want to just say you do, but I just assume you did. Your call though.
I'm really trying to think about how he would react.
Hmm.
I think he would take a very long time to stand up to make it known that he didn't stand up
Yeah, making a
immediately.
point.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love house politics when just I didn't stand up quick enough, and I want them to
Yeah.
know. I love that shit so
Yeah,
much.
yep.
All right, yeah. So okay,
Hesitantly got up.
what about the rest of you? Your call for your characters, if you think you would know, or like,
Oh, I mean, like, she's just gonna like see what the other people are doing and be like, I mean, okay, and she'll just like follow them, like like not knowing what she's doing, but like she's not so stupid that she's gonna miss like context clues like that, you know.
mhm.
She's got she's wise.
Funny
she's got
enough,
some good insight.
one of the people in the group who has the most etiquette is Benson, as he knows a queen when he sees one. So
That's good.
he's at attention when she walks in. Almost throws Tula off his back.
I actually like to. So instead of taking my cues from Ludo, I'm taking my cues from
Yeah,
Benson.
Benson on your shoulder, like, oh, he's like,
That might
stand up,
actually be
stand up,
beneficial to you.
Bzz, bzz, bzz. stand up, look straight.
Yep.
Thalen has like a mouthful of bread and is like washing it down with this
Moonshine.
alcohol. As soon as she walks in, he's like struggling.
Roll a d20, see if you choke. Just kidding.
Do you choke?
Oh,
So she comes in. Behind her
I'll slight
is.
Throat.
Do you want to roll for something? You can. I don't care. It's your call.
No, I just think it's embarrassing. It's a little embarrassing. It's like whenever somebody speaks to you, you're not expecting them to, and you like have a mouthful of food.
That's fine.
That
Excellent.
sort of vibe.
So the Baroness enters in all her regal glory, and she notes who stood up and in what manner, and you all sit down. I like the token that I found for her, but a little bit more gray streaks in there, showing a little bit of her age and wrinkles. She eyes the chair that Kane was sitting in, but seems to be the nicest chair in the room, but she looks for a different spot and takes a seat. You recognize this guy. It's been a while, but he was the guy in charge of arresting Katarina. He was a household guard, and obviously Orlando and Juliana come in behind them as she takes a seat.
What an asshole.
You all may seat.
She clonks down.
Or why not?
Cousin
Sure.
Ludo. You rolled dexterity. You say, I know if you want to fish for it. Yeah. Go
Oh
for it.
my god.
Oh my goodness.
It's been
Chair
creaking and creaking, but hasn't been giving.
Fight for its life.
At this point, if that chair fails, it's not even his fault. That's the chair's fault.
Yep.
I understand that I have you all to thank for finding Orlando. Thank
You're very
you.
welcome.
You have the things of House Chalice and finding, and he kind of eyes him a little bit on the side, one of our most important members of our household. Cousin Ludoviticus. You've taken up
Hello, Auntie.
adventuring, I see. There's a
Yes.
there's a little bit of underhanded tourism in that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, super condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I have taken to adventuring. I've discovered I've had quite a knack for it. A
Aldo,
slow
Okay.
look.
I
Yeah.
kick Thalen.
yeah. Thalen's like, I'm choking on my bread, sorry.
No, that's definitely the bread.
I pound him on the back.
And
Ow.
Aldo, their due reward. And he kind of nods and pulls out a blade and starts cutting you all down. He leans outside, and two other household guards come in with a little tiny little chest and sets it down in the room on the floor. 10,000 gold as promised for the reward, and all thanks.
What about Katarina? Will she be released?
Who is Katarina? Aldo.
I look towards the guy who arrested her.
That is someone that we arrested, your ladyship, for the edict of the song. Very well. She will be released. Quickly, Aldo. And he kind of nods.
Micah sketches really awkward bow. Like she's imitating the bow that she gave to the queen bee. Like she's trying her best to imitate that one.
Yeah.
The head
It's
goes.
her only frame of reference.
There is the slightest little eyebrow raise, and consider not like complete mock, like seeing you really try to go through the etiquette. There is a little moment of like, because you did have practice with the queen, so like
Mhm.
there is that, it kind of bleeds over. She kind of like understands what you're trying to do. I love it. So you are in the esteemed company of a member of House Chalice, and I assume you're all of an adventuring group of some sort. Do you all have a name? For logistical purposes.
Benson. Sorry, wait, what?
Benson?
It's not.
No.
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 Oh yeah, we're named
Benson
Benson.
I swear.
Just, is that a
habit?
bee? over there.
This
Cool
is
bean.
Benson.
We're the beekeepers.
The beekeepers.
Bee finders?
Oh,
Researchers.
Ludo just like slowly looks
Bee
over at you
fighters.
guys.
bee
You
finders.
you don't have a
More
legitimate adventuring company name yet?
warriors of the bees.
Or the bee gingers. Or
No,
bee
not
avengers.
yet. We're still working on it.
Bee avengers.
Well, I hope you can come to a agreement. It seems you've done
No
good
one's ever asked
work.
before now.
So you have recently formed adventuring company. There is a writ and contract and some logistics for becoming a legitimate company.
Let's just let's say for now we were doing work for the Silver Lodge. For now. Just to bypass any of those problems.
The Silver Lodge.
I thought we were just helping out.
Are you a representative of the Silver Lodge?
Complicated.
Complicated indeed. I take it you're
he's-
up to date on the news of your
Mm.
esteemed organization.
Uh-oh.
No, and I don't know if I'm the best person to explain this, but there was a bit of time dilation where we went.
Oh, yes. Orlando did
So I-
mention something of that sort.
Mhm.
No idea what's been going on.
We're a little out of touch.
Things have gotten a bit hairy here and complicated in my fief. Somebody attacked the Silver Lodge. Burned it to the ground.
Oh no.
Oh,
No survivors. No bodies. Though, excuse me, there were bodies, but no survivors.
Some bud.
Somebody
I don't think I'm hearing
wants.
you quite right.
The Silver Lodge has been attacked. And that's not the only odd occurrence occurring. People are disappearing. I was hoping,
This is what the bees warned us about, you guys.
and there have been conversations from some of the gardeners on the estates and locals that some of the local insect populations have been acting peculiar.
Mhm,
Bees
mhm.
vanishing, spiders vanishing.
I haven't noticed anything about the spiders. So
They've gone to war.
We suspect war. What do you
Yes.
know?
Oh, the bees have gone to war.
Yeah,
Push, push, push.
Benson does buzz next to you. He's like, say your ladyship.
Your ladyship. The bees have gone to war, your ladyship.
She kind of nods.
I'm
To war.
You guys, I love playing a low charisma character.
You're doing a good job. I love it so much.
we got two different types of locals here. Great.
What'd you say, Rob?
I said we have two different types of low charisma characters here. It's great.
Clueless and belligerent.
Yeah.
War might be indeed what you say, though a bee war I'm not so certain of.
That's what I
Some
was gonna say. Sorry, I hate to interrupt.
yes,
I have. This is information. though.
interrupt.
This is valuable information.
Go ahead.
Elbow him a lot.
No, you know what? Quit elbowing me. This is important. You say somebody like you know that it was somebody, because the Silver Lodge doesn't just fall.
It's funny that you're
Somebody.
so important of interrupting when I was telling you pertinent information also.
Well, that's not where I was gonna end. Hold on.
Aldo is like shifting and looking super, and he kind of steps forward. Sir,
Yes,
mind your manners.
I'm doing my best. Excuse me, but
She kind of lays his hand.
I'm kind
What
of
is
real.
your important information?
It was these fucking wasps or whatever. I don't know if it has anything to do with the bees. All right. or any. I don't know if the bee thing has anything to do with the Silver Lodge, because the Silver Lodge doesn't fall to fucking wasps. All right, dire or not. So
Somebody used blades. There was sign of fighting, magic. We suspect foreign influence. Before the word of that spread, some displaced peoples in Grey Hollow disappeared, left. We suspect they were foreign agents. They were unknown, they were newcomers to the area, and they have stood up and left town without a trace. Yes.
So I want to apologize. I'm kind of reeling right now.
Understandable.
And my other question: what of the other houses? Have you been attacked? Has anyone else been attacked?
And he kind of like looks around, and she looks at all of you, and Orlando kind of speaks up. I do think it's important, Mother, that they understand the complete scope of the situation. And she does kind of speak up, though. They are not contracted, and they have not organized into a proper company.
Your
Yes.
Tell
ladyship.
me, as a member of the household, what is going on?
Do you want to say anything, Micah? I think you were totally fine with that interruption, but I saw you raise your hand.
I mean, Micah like was about to. She was being like, "Oh, your ladyship, we could do those steps, but then we could do those steps
Yeah.
and be that." But then that's way more. That's
Ludo,
way more
roll
pressing.
a influence action. So that means a intimidation, persuasion, whichever you're thinking here, at advantage because of the buff.
Oh my god, why do I keep rolling it from my page? I have my phone open so I can roll it from the app because the animation is. Oh, it's so painful to watch. It's still rolling.
That's so
What
strange.
Still
browser are you
rolling.
using?
Google Chrome. I don't like ever since I restarted my computer. It's been very.
We were
low.
having
Anyway,
we were having problems with Chrome.
23.
23. This is
Nice.
true. We actually have had an attack on the house directly. Somebody in the household tried to poison me.
You're serious? Poison you?
Have you ever known me not to be serious, cousin Ludovico? Ludoviticus, apologize.
I actually like that she got his name wrong.
the bear, like, that's one, like, I think Baroness, she's very much a person for details. Like, I legitimately don't think she would have messed up your name. She would know exactly who you are, and she wouldn't do that as an insult. Not her
Yeah.
style. So she would have said Ludoviticus for sure.
Yeah, I feel like she would have said his name correctly, but like in some type of tone.
Yeah, exactly. There would be
Yeah.
interesting emphasis on certain parts of your name.
Like, I know exactly who you are. And I'm gonna make sure that you know that too.
Ludoviticus.
Viticus.
Yeah, like a curse or something.
Potter. How Snape says Potter's name.
Potter.
I was actually about to say your fucking
Harry
name sounds like a
Potter.
fucking spell.
Potter.
Ludoviticus! Sorry. I should-
It does look like a Harry Potter spell.
Have you ever known me not to be serious, Ludoviticus?
No, you have been quite serious all my life.
Indeed. Your
Well,
excellent work on bringing back home my son. I was hoping to hire you all into this dangerous task of investigating what is happening. Obviously, something attacked the lodge in the woods, and there's been strange reports of creatures, of wild animals attacking travelers out that way. You would, though, need to become a legitimate company if we are going to enter into an official contract. I'll overlook that for my son's task.
Micah kind of stands up straighter when they mention that animals are attacking and like the insects and things like that. And she would stand up straighter and she would look around at all of her companions and say, and kind of with her serious face on, I believe this is connected to the questions I asked of the Crystal Cave, and I think it's important if you all are happy to lend your swords and your magic to the cause. I think that this is an important one.
Well, to be honest, the Silver Lodge was kind of all I had, so yeah.
You have my lance.
God, don't do that.
May I ask, what is your name, sir? Speaking of you, Kane.
I am Kane.
Sir Kane or just Kane?
Kane Haran.
Kane Haran. What brings a Verashi to Belavan in this time? There is it's not, as far as you know, Kane, there's no current antagonistic relationship with Veyrosh and Belavan, but there has been border scrimmages and over the histories and maybe even greater conflicts. So she's kind of angling at, what is a foreigner doing here?
I'm just
So
out traveling about. Then I met up with the group here at the bar. I figured I'd tag along.
And Grey Hollow. Roll a persuasion check for me.
I kind of want to make a roll after.
Not 20.
Well,
Nah, you've been getting a lot
Wow.
of. You've got a lot of nat 20s tonight, haven't
Yeah.
you, Kane? Yeah.
No kidding.
A lot of high rolls today.
I'm not trying to accuse your people of anything,
do it.
but we suspect perhaps Veyroshi interference. Along with these rumors of these displaced peoples, a Draco has been reported. Draco is just my in-universe name for
Yeah.
Dragonborn. Kane, I'm just spitballing here, no pressure. But I kind of like you to describe to me what a rival antagonistic Draco might look like. Somebody that you have a beef with.
They'll probably be all red.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dragonborns.
What color is Kane? Wait, sorry,
Blue.
I have to look at his art. Blue. Can't tell if he has black or not.
What's a good defining feature? Like, what would make this red Draco stand out from another Draco of the same chromatic?
Probably
disposition?
the runes of kind of like the dragonic runes might be a little, you know how some symbols means like good luck or anything like that, peace, but theirs is more, maybe more towards misfortune in a sense.
So
like
I'm also
not
looking for like a
misfortune, but-
physical detail here, like she's missing an
Oh.
eye, she's got a broken horn or something of that sort, like an identifying detail, because she would just
Cerulean horns.
or I say her for some reason I'm imagining a she, but it doesn't have to be a she, it could be a he. Obviously I usually write stuff, right? But then I want you guys as a backup if you guys don't want to take the reins, influence it. So I think I had a she in mind. But it could be a he. And let's say that real quick. Do you want to be a she or a he, Kane?
Yeah, we can go she.
Okay. So yeah, the Baroness, I guess I also was going to say the Baroness is going to describe this person to you, but you're giving us what that description sounds like. So Kane goes,
Okay.
oh, right. So like, what is like
Mhm.
she like a Draco, and she had a red Draco.
Say that maybe do I have both her horns, but They'll be very long.
Very
Very long
noticeably long.
horns,
Yeah.
right. But straight upwards, like straight, kind of like straight back, but they kind of curve a little bit.
Kind of tieflingish.
The Baroness is like, and they kind of curve a little bit along the back, and
Well, not like curve down, but kind of like do like a little wave,
Like a,
still pointing towards back, like almost like a slick look.
gotcha. I think I can kind of imagine what you're saying. And she describes this Draco towards you, and does mention in a very like interesting way. And she also had your runic warrior tattoos upon her person. By reports, they seem like you might know the style of runes we're speaking of.
Hmm.
Do you happen to know
Possibility.
who this Draco is?
Hmm. If anything, it sounds very familiar. Maybe like Celia.
You like Celia? Or if you do you want to like draconic it up a little bit and like celiacs?
Yeah,
Or do you want to go
that
Celia?
sounds good.
Celiacs?
Yep. Celia for short.
CC.
Ooh, sorry, not to make it like is Celia. I know it's also getting late, guys, but we're just kind of setting this up for next time. Does Celia, and does that show a sense of like, oh, Kane knows her as Celia for short because there was a not that those had to be a relationship or an ex or something, but a camaraderie there that you were on personal terms.
Thing.
Mm.
Yeah. I would say that.
And you can think about like what it could be. It doesn't have to be romance, but if you want it to be romance, you know me, I'm totally fine with an ex baggage thing here going on.
Ex-lovers turned to enemies is awesome.
Yeah, it's always a
Maybe
fun little beat,
sister.
right? Ooh, ooh,
Oh, that would be fucking nuts
Yeah.
too.
You would tell me on that one. I'm not saying she like maybe she's a ball of everything. I don't know, man. And so she kind of
Veteran rogue.
You seem to have some knowledge on who perhaps this Draco is. Very well. Will you do the proper paperwork to become a proper company? Micah gives a thumbs up.
Mike, yeah, I mean, she would probably start to do that and then be like, like an awkward, like, bob of the head. You know, someone who, like, doesn't know how to
It's
bow,
a
but is
little
trying to,
better,
like,
Micah. It's a little better.
And like your ear, you're like, yeah, Benson's beekeepers. You have my approval on that.
Benson's Bee Warriors.
Benson's bee warriors. Yeah. Tell
I
them.
like beekeepers.
Yeah. Anyways, you
Yeah, I
guys
do
think
too.
about that.
Benson's Beekeepers.
I like bee. I don't care what you guys choose, right? But beekeepers really stood out to me objectively from the outside looking
I
in.
like it too.
Very well. You'll be tasked with this. We can give you more specifics in the morning after your paperwork is properly filed. Then we can enter into contract. Any questions? Very well. She kind of stands
I
up.
have a comment,
Yeah.
not for the like out of character. If you guys notice, like when we're signing the contracts, just because I know I won't remember this next week, but when Micah's signing the contract, it's very clear to you that she like can write her name like with effort.
With
Oh.
effort. Mike. All right, got
You
it.
have to sound it out.
Grade school notebook.
Ma-
No, like she knows how
ma-
she knows how to
okay.
spell it, but like she doesn't. When does she?
Yeah.
She
when
write,
did she
yeah.
write?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
When
right.
would she
K is
practice
probably
writing?
a little.
Do
The
you
K
hold
that doesn't
the-
exist.
Do you hold the quill
See?
like in like a fist? Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
fist.
stab it. Yeah, yeah.
Not quite.
Not that great,
She
yeah.
knows how to do it, but it's like
The
Very
movements are a
out of
little
practice.
unpracticed.
Yeah.
very
The
unpracticed.
A,
It
the
was
A
like
is probably a little rough.
grade school notebook.
Awesome, you guys got 10,000 gold too.
Damn,
Yay.
son.
Damn! All right. Yeah, let's end it there with you guys with the setup with what next
said
session will
yes.
look like. And awesome.
Yes.
It's late, so
Is it yes?
Each?
Oh,
Each.
10,000 total for the group.
Oh.
Okay. How does that split up? 6.
1,666. 666.
We'll have to make sure that
No.
someone at Megan and Lauren and let them know.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Yep.
Guys,
Everyone,
okay,
GG's.
good
Good night.
night.
Welcome
High
back,
fives.
Charlie.
Night.
Well,
Yep,
thank
yep.
you.
Welcome back.
We'll get back into
Yeah.
it next week. Bye.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night, good night, good night.
Alrighty.